Go.
Mike's not too loud. Are we good?
That's live. Now we're going.
I don't know. I'm just asking. We're good.
Let's talk.
What's up, y'all?
Talk, guys.
First time we've all been here in 2 weeks.
I think it's the first time in a long time.
Was it? Where was the last? Yeah, we were last week.
In a long time.
Yeah, my bad.
That we have been together over
Finally,
5 days.
the group
7 days,
is
6
back.
days, something like that.
Yeah, it's 7 days. I think last week
Endgame
was
Jordan
Wednesday.
right here. We got old Sindred right here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Turn that
turn
sound
that
down now. Sound down now. All right, guys.
So
We are live.
got
and we are-
in-game Jordan and Bob Hollywood, and to my left is Rick,
Richard.
and then
Not just Rick.
Rick.
oh
Just
shit,
Rick, but you're Richard Welch on
Oh,
Facebook.
shit, it's
Do you not
just
want people
Rick.
knowing that?
Yeah,
don't
now
make
everybody
them
knows
bust
that
your shit.
My identity's about to get stolen.
Don't they need your middle name?
I know it.
Maybe.
So-
Probably just need to do a Google search real quick to be able to find it.
They'd probably be able to find it. Rick from Baltimore.
God damn, he's just giving more and more
I'm
information.
Baltimore. We
I'm
talk
fucking
about
around.
Baltimore for all the time.
All right, this is a social security number. Just say.
He also works at.
God damn.
I'm about to get murdered now.
Where does he
Thank
work?
you.
What's his work?
He works at the Michelob Ultra Factory where we got these great beers.
What's your
Is it
favorite?
beers or
What's your
beer?
favorite beer, Jabab?
I don't think I have one. I mean, I do like Miller Lite, but I don't think I have a favorite. It's like Miller Lite or Bud Light Lime.
Guinness.
Guinness? Why do you like Guinness?
Shit, man.
It's really good.
You don't have to prove to everybody that your dick is so big. We can like
Is
a light
Guinness
beer.
like a stronger
Yeah, it's
beer?
definitely heavier. I mean, I said these little
Is
light
it,
beers.
Is it more poppy?
I'm
I
not,
don't
I'm
think-
not the
I don't
person to ask that.
Oh, shit. Hoppy.
It's
I don't know.
Yeah, it's very malty.
I'll-
It's
oh,
it's
malty.
dark.
I was going to say, when your moderator doesn't know what he's talking about, but he clearly admitted that.
I
Although
hate
Guinness isn't
this
technically a
setup.
light beer, it's also not very high in calories.
Oh, the beer?
Yeah.
But it's super thick, though.
It is-
Yeah.
but it's not.
And they got the whole ball thing going on inside, like where you crack it and it
Oh,
releases like the what is it, like nitrogen or some shit.
News to me.
It makes it foam.
That's in the cans,
where-
right?
Yeah, it's in the cans. They have them in the bottles too.
I haven't had an actual
Top of the
Guinness in a
bottle,
while.
And you could like swing it. You can see the little ball in it. You can hear it. And it's weird. I don't know. It's weird.
The stout is more hoppy than the
Right.
regular one, but I mean, I don't really know.
This is the beer.
So
cast.
everybody, right? But I was about to kind of
There are
try to
different
turn
kinds
it
of
in a
beers.
different
so
direction,
I don't,
just
I don't know what's
because
the difference between one beer. What's a like IPA versus a malty beer versus a stout versus like Jimmy? Do you know?
this is Jimmy would be the one that would
was
know
gonna
this.
say,
I
mean,
wouldn't.
I could, but you were trying to steer it off. I mean, you know,
We're already.
We're
We can
talking
finish this
about
and
it.
then.
We're talking about it.
Well, I mean, like I know, like IPAs are just like really hoppy. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't sit there. Can't tell you like the process and how much. Like I've never been in. I've never made it myself, but I know it's just very hoppy, and they're typically like higher in alcohol content. Maybe that's the way they make it. I don't know, but I know they use all different kinds of hops. And
Yeah, them
all the
shits be-
citrusy shit, and I don't know. It's all that crap stuff.
What's your favorite beer?
I've been on a Michelob kick lately. Like I like Michelob. I like Corona Premier.
Do you have like an all-time favorite?
Probably just Corona.
I know you were a big fan of that
Oh,
the
that
old
was really good.
the Old Bay one, weren't you? The
Yeah.
Old Bay.
There was an Old Bay beer.
Dogfish.
Yeah, bro.
The
Like,
Flying Dog.
this is Maryland. Of course, there's Old Bay everything.
I know, but
There's
I
a-
didn't imagine.
There's
beer.
an Old Bay Shore microphone here in
It's gotta
Maryland.
Be. It's gotta be.
Put that
And
shit
it
on
smell- and
everything.
It smells like it. But I like Old Bay. I'm not against Old Bay. I'm just against Old Bay beer.
No, it's actually pretty good. Like,
That's so weird. It just sounds weird to me.
It's good. It's really good. It
I
doesn't.
haven't
Don't
had-
drink it and it's like Old Bay. Like you drink, it tastes like beer.
But you taste you have a
And, like,
taste
when,
of the
like when you swallow, then it. Hang on. When you
grody.
drink it, after you swallow it,
Grody.
you start getting those Old Bay.
Kicks.
Yeah.
Kicks.
Sounds-
That makes
sounds-
sense.
speaking of Old Bay, though,
Old Bay kicks, baby.
since we mentioned Old Bay and this is Maryland, I do think we put that shit on too much stuff. Like, not me personally, but I know people put it on different things. Like,
It's just a seasoning.
Do you like it on a burger? pretty good on a burger.
In the like when you're preparing it, you know, like you're mixing the ground beef or whatever you're putting in it.
Throw
I don't
a
mind it
little
like
bit.
that.
Instead of season all, you'll throw a little
Right.
bit. Yeah.
But like some people put it on popcorn, which I've never done, so I don't want to judge. But it just does seem excessive.
Right.
But people put it on all sorts of stuff. When people put it on like sweeter stuff, same thing. I get it, but I've never done it
Right. Right.
because I can see how you could use it. Like, haven't you had a margarita before, Jimmy, where you asked for the Old Bay sprinkle instead of the?
It was
So,
like a spicy margarita.
see, I could.
I put it on caramel, like popcorn, like
That
or
sounds pretty good. actually.
caramel corn, whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, it's really fucking good. And I didn't just randomly do that. Like they were selling it at a spot in Ocean City, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna start doing that. So I would get caramel corn and put Old Bay on it. Use mine if you want.
You don't continue. Don't let me
I
disrupt.
just, hey, I don't want you to fucking hulk the table over.
I'm gonna.
I know.
That's why I told her
Said,
earlier.
fuck it, we're going live.
It's not gonna be okay.
Stop,
See, you
Rick.
lied.
Stop.
You're a liar, Rick. You lied to me. You said it was gonna be better, and it was not. That thing is a piece of crap, and I cannot use that pop filter anymore. So if I'm popping,
Do you want my pop
I'm just
filter?
gonna
You want my
pop.
pop guard?
Nah, it's okay.
Because I be popping all over. I be popping.
Because I
on
think
me.
you pop a little bit more than I
I
do.
pop the trunk on these
Mangoes.
mangoes.
I mean, I don't put Old Bay on everything either, but
And once I pop the trunk on these mangoes, I put the mangoes in the trunk to get rid of their bodies.
But keep going. Just ignore that.
Yeah,
You're just
I
supposed
just
to
love that Ron was like, I'm ignoring it. Are they going to ignore it?
Nope.
what happens when you go live?
Fuck
Go
it.
live, damn
We're
it. Go
live.
live.
We'll do it live.
Well, how's your week been, Rick? We haven't seen you in a week. We haven't actually all been together in a week. I've been kind of sporadically seeing everybody. I see Jimmy more than anybody now. He's basically another one of the freaking brothers and sisters here.
I never had a home, so
Well, I guess he found one. I guess he found one.
nothing really to write home about. But you know, it's just been a week.
Just the normal stuff.
I want to hear that shit, Rick. Man, tell them about your week, bro.
And there's not really a whole lot to say. I mean, I've been going on walks.
Well,
and
did
shit
you have
like
a good
that, but
food? Did you have any good food this week? Because you are such a foodie.
I did go to. I had a doctor's appointment, and then after I got out the doctor's appointment, I went to Mick O'Shea's, which is
I thought you were about to say I went to McDonald's.
I was like, man, I didn't mean any. He's just like, I guess they need a food store. McDonald's it is.
I mean, I did get a burger at McDonald's. It was.
it was a burger.
But Mick O'Shea, you got a burger at Mick O'Shea's?
No, I actually got wings,
Oh,
I haven't been
what
there
kind
in
of
so
wings?
long.
barbecue wings. Nothing
Have you
special,
had Old
but
Bay wings?
I've had them before, yeah.
Dude,
I
hold on.
liked them. I
Hold
didn't
on,
love
I-
them.
They have Old Bay honey wings. I forget where, but I know they have Old Bay honey wings.
I might love that.
Where was that
I
at?
like
feel
that.
like it
I
was-
thought that was recent. I thought that somebody got it when we were at Papa's.
Was it Papa's or Mother's? Mother's has them.
Could be.
Okay, it's been a while since I've been to Mother's.
That
Yeah,
would make sense
Old
if
Bay
it was
honey
Mother's.
wings,
Yeah.
sorry.
I like doing when I make my own wings, I'll use like Old Bay on them, and then I'll have like Old Bay with hot sauce, like to bring up the heat. Good stuff.
Turn up the heat, man.
That's what it's
But yeah,
about.
Maker Shades was pretty cool because it was lunchtime, so it was not too many people, and it was like they had the front open, like so that you could get like, you know, windy and stuff like that. I guess I don't know why, but it was nice.
When you started talking, you were talking about like you were like, oh yeah, it's nothing to write home about, and it like made me think of like expressions or like when people say stuff and it's like how they became a thing, and it's like that expression like, oh, it's nothing to write home about. So it's like way back when it first fucking became a thing, or when somebody was like, bro, did you see that? Did you see that? Fuck yeah, I saw it. I'm gonna write home about that shit. And, like they're off somewhere, so maybe it was soldiers that did that, or
Right.
maybe it was somebody. They're like, I can't wait to write Betty. God, you won't believe what happened.
But I
You know
think-
what I mean? Like,
Betty.
and then when somebody says something else, they're like, oh, that's nothing to write
Well,
home
I
about.
think
I'm
that
not wasting the paper.
the actual phrase is I think somebody was just always writing home, and then their mother responds like, "Little Jimmy, you don't have to write home about everything." And he was like, "Well, shit, I'm never writing that bitch again." But he,
And that crushed him. That crushed him. If that's what it was.
You've
I feel
experienced
I
that,
feel like
though.
mine makes more sense. I feel like it's just a guy that's just constantly riding. He
I'm-
never stops riding. So his parents were like, "Can you please stop fucking riding?" And he's just
He's
started
annoying
going,
his parents.
There's nothing I gotta write home about now. I feel like it would be like this beer was amazing. I can't wait to tell everybody at home. And he just start writing, and then somebody else has another beer. That beer was shit. Not writing home about that one. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's what it was.
I mean, it's something like that, no matter what. I don't know. I have
That
no
was the
fucking
one thing
clue.
I forgot to look up.
Yeah, because you gave him his mic and he said
Yep, I
it.
had everything ready.
Fuck.
and then-
Greg, that would have been an excellent fucking. You should have
Oh
just let
man,
me go.
you should have just let it go, dude. You should've just
They were like, I don't know what the fuck Sindred's talking about. I can't hear shit.
If one of our illustrious, and everyone's illustrious to me, if one of our illustrious members could just go into the back and listen to the show a little bit with the volume up, just to make sure that Jimmy's audio is working now, because
Yeah, I mean, obviously somebody.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure,
I just-
and I'm sure like our mics were probably picking
just
up,
sounded like shit.
yeah, majority of your stuff. It just didn't sound like as good as it probably should have been.
I want everybody to hear my
But you know what,
southern
Jimmy?
twang.
Now, of course, at least somebody paid attention and noticed that
Nobody
your
mentioned
wire
it.
was there. You're all good to go. You can we're good to roll now. What?
Nobody mentioned it in the chat or anything.
Nobody said it in the chat at all, and I checked
would
both.
Not have done the
I
same.
checked both chats.
Because
Shit.
I just would have been like,
And-
this is gonna be great.
Well, you know he's
And
the
there
lowest
many
speaking
people
one.
told us that you couldn't hear Jimmy, and that's a travesty because people have to hear Jimmy. People have to hear Jimmy.
Yeah, it'd be fucked up if you didn't tell Rick because he's the lowest speaking one.
No, but that I would wait until like right before Ron's like, all right, well, that's another one in the bag, and we'll see. And I'm like, by the way, Rick's might get that.
2 hours later.
Right.
Yeah.
Rick, it would have been you, Ron. I wouldn't have said anything. Just
Well,
because it's fun.
Just let it go.
It's fun.
I mean, y'all would have heard me
It
speaking
was
though.
funny.
It was funny when I put it out.
It was funny. I wish you-
That was a moment.
It was a.
So Rick, you had Mick O'Shea. I haven't been to Mick O'Shea's in like 10 years.
I've never been to Mick O'Shea's. Where is it?
It's on Charles Street, right?
Near
It's
Mount
downtown?
Vernon.
Yeah. I know it's been 10 years because it was the 2010 NBA Finals between the Lakers and the Celtics, and me and Larry would go to watch the games. So it's been a minute. But that was
What's your favorite restaurant ever in Baltimore?
In Baltimore.
Cheesecake Factory.
Hell, but I will walk out.
I mean,
Oh, there we go.
It's good,
Hey
but
guys,
it's not
feed
much.
isn't working on Facebook.
the whole feed.
I don't know which feed he's on, but it sounds like he's got a feed going, and I'm on Facebook right now, and this feed is working. He has them. He's checking them both.
Tasty beverage.
Facebook is always.
Just double check Facebook, but it looks like it says that we're live and we're still rolling, and,
It always
and the,
works out though.
and the streams say
it
that we're
good?
good too. Yeah, it
Yeah,
says
Drago says
you're
it's
good.
on Facebook.
No names.
This is me, man.
But anyway, yeah, we.
I think I lost the feed.
Cheesecake Factory is not my
No.
I think
We're
it goes
good,
on
we're
and
good.
off.
But-
Yeah, sorry.
But it was Cheesecake Factory is good as far as like chain. It's probably the best chain, like in my opinion. But
Right.
because you get consistently pretty good food.
I mean, I like Cheesecake Factory.
I
Even
just
if
like
it's
their
definitely
cheesecakes.
not
Yeah,
my
they don't have. They're not amazing,
Uh-huh.
but they're consistent, and you can go there for like any meal almost.
Yeah, their
Almost.
fucking menu's like a goddamn book. Like it's a book.
Which
It's like
means,
one of those books.
which
There's
almost
so
guarantees
much
that
stuff.
there's not going to be like an absolutely amazing entree, but everything's going to be pretty.
Their
I
pastas
don't,
are good.
I don't think I've ever had an entree at cheesecake, like an actual meal.
Audio's not working.
Still or before.
How about now? Because that was from earlier, so I might have to turn up
Have
the
him
mic.
talk by himself.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. If you can't still hear Jimmy, we're
Say
getting
stuff,
it fixed.
Jimmy.
So what's your actual
It's
favorite?
popping up. So,
Yeah. it was-
Wow. What's
but
your
it might
actual favorite?
they might be catching him any other mics too.
Yeah.
But my actual favorite, it depends on what I want. Like if I want like Mexican food, La Teca is my number one. I love
Yeah, I
La
like some La
Teca.
Teca.
It is
That'll be my number one, just because I can't think of any other ones.
And then if I want like
Darnell Cool Breeze from Alabama says, "What's up? What's up, Darnell? Thank you, buddy."
my number
How's
one,
Alabama?
like I love seafood, and I like papises. Pappas. I don't know how you guys pronounce it.
Pappas. I thought it was Papas, but everybody around me says Pappas. So
I thought it
I
was.
have a-
Papas too, but everyone says Papas.
I always thought it was Papa's, but Rick said Papa's, so now I've just
yeah, I
adapted
hear everybody
saying.
else say
I had a
Pappas.
coworker with the last name Pappas, so that's why I always say Pappas.
That's probably the
They
right way
spell
to
the
say
same
it.
way.
We're just idiots.
You got some steak in there?
Um,
You could probably buddy up. You could probably buddy up with him, and I don't know where I was going with that.
Good enough.
But yeah, Pappas is good. The food market in Hamden is also really good for like crab cakes.
But you don't just have like your favorite restaurant, just ever. Just like old faithful. You know it's
Just
never
a
gonna
place.
let you down.
I mean,
You know, you can
not
always
really.
count on it.
I mean, I don't really. There's nowhere I've ever been consistently like a bunch of times. The most that comes to mind is back in the day we would go to Rocky Run, became Bert's, and then became Leo's
Damn,
Pizza.
that's
I think
heartbreaker.
that was Leo's.
Well, the location became Lido's Pizza. Yeah.
Lido's is also gone now. So
you're gonna probably hate me for my choices. Not gonna lie, man. Denny's is probably my shit, bro. Like,
I mean, if
I'll go to Denny's. Well, I'll go there and I love their eggs. I'll get other stuff occasionally. Like I do like their nachos, not their eggs, not their eggs.
Definitely their eggs.
I mean,
Like get the scrambled eggs with the cheese, and it's just fucking amazing.
yeah, I would have to go with Rick on that.
I mean, to be fair, it's just eggs. I don't know if they give you real eggs versus, you
Denny's
know.
uses those pre-made eggs because they're always so folded.
Yeah, but I love.
Like-
Well,
like
not if you
what
get the
we
scrambled,
call-
but yeah.
Yeah, but if you don't, like if you like a sandwich. Or something.
What about you, Jimmy? What's your number one?
Well,
I was talking all that shit.
I was also gonna say back in the day before Rocky Run. I forgot about Rocky Run, man. And you fucking broke my heart bringing that up. But I also used to really like Ruby Tuesdays. Haven't been to Ruby Tuesdays in fucking
Specifically the one
forever.
on Charles Village.
I mean, I've been to other ones, but we frequent that one quite a lot.
Although
And
we did something. We weren't very loyal to them. Let's just say that.
Oh, you didn't pay?
yeah, we dined at Dash. We got
We just did it out of because we wanted to do it one time. That was
had the
it.
experience.
and we came back to that restaurant. It wasn't like we never went back. We came back.
I would have to say, I think, California Pizza Kitchen's, one of my favorite places ever. I fucking just love that place so much.
I've never been there.
Me neither.
California.
I've been
the
there one
California
time,
Kitchen.
but I don't know what I would get. You know.
Yeah. Because if you go, I mean, getting just a pepperoni pizza at the California Kitchen sounds like that's not. You could just get that anywhere. You got to
California
get
Pizza
something. What is like your go-to meal there?
I get so they sell it as a flatbread. It's like an appetizer, but I always get them to put it on like an actual pizza. But it's called a Bianca flatbread or Bianco flatbread.
Bianco.
It's it's got like truffle oil and sage and garlic and some kind of white. What's that cheese? Gorgonzola and another type of cheese, but I forget the other type of cheese. It's so fucking good. And I get them to put on a fucking cauliflower crust, and holy shit, it is so good. And then I get the fucking truffle oil, and I drizzle the truffle
The
oil on
cauliflower
there.
crust sounds good.
My God, it's the best. And then they have cauliflower buffalo wings, and it's the way they make them is like fucking
I've never had cauliflower crust pizza. Like I see it.
pizza crust.
It does just taste regular. You can't. I mean, to be fair, like when I have like things like cauliflower rice, it
you
does
ever
just
had it?
taste like rice.
Yeah.
You ever had
Cauliflower pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my exes made it for me before, and
Do you
it was
think-
good. I just like the cheese and sauce. The cheese and the sauce is mainly what.
I was gonna say.
as long as the bottom's crispy, I don't really,
See, and that's another thing. I like my pizza to be flaccid, man. I don't like it really crispy,
You like it crispy.
and I don't like thin crust pizza.
I like the. That's why I
See,
like the. Thin
I
crust.
like
that
normal-
You say that about everything. They're like, we'll go somewhere, and back when you were eating, because you're not on bacon right now, right?
No, I eat bacon.
Because
Yeah.
you'll be like, yeah, can I have bacon? And can you just literally just put it in the microwave for like a half a second?
Like I want it to
and
be,
give me?
I want it to be hot, but it doesn't have to be fully cooked. Like it can, it can literally be like, I'm still alive, don't do it, and I'm gonna eat this shit out that bacon. I'm gonna
Yeah,
flip
you
his little
always tell 'em, like, put it in the pan as soon as you
hash
take it
browns.
off.
I don't want my hash browns crispy when I go to walk. You got to tell these pieces, and I feel bad when I
have
don't
to tell
do
'em.
it. And it's not their fault. It's like shit. I
He
didn't
doesn't
tell him
like
not to.
crispy textures, but he's not really consistent with that because there's some things where he'll be like, "I want that. It's not crispy enough," and I'm like, "You ain't crispy food, so what's the big deal?"
I mean, certain things can be crispy. If you're eating fucking fried string beans, it should be crispy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
You
if
would
you're
want it to be crispy.
right, if you're eating,
What about French fries? You want them crispy?
I like them flaccid as shit, bro. Like when I order fries, whether it's if I order fries at like a sub place, I'll be like, hey, can my shit be a little undercooked? Like, cause I don't want it crisp. I don't want it hard, bro.
Right.
Like, fuck that. It's disgusting. I mean, I know I'm probably a minority in that regard, but
In every regard.
Yeah, in every regard, but
Wow.
like there are these cookies. I think they're called like pizzelles or something, and they're really
Pizzelles?
yeah,
That sounds familiar.
they're really thin, and they're like a wafer, and they're buttery.
They're really good.
So like it's crispy, but like you pick it up, and it can just break in your hand. Is how brittle it is. You put it in your mouth, and you can just sit on your tongue, and it just starts to melt.
That. You can't beat
So
that.
stuff like that, I don't mind. Obviously, potato chips. I'm not saying, oh, somebody needs to make fucking soft potato chips, but
Right.
I like potato
Probably good,
chips.
though.
I mean, I don't like.
You made them yourself. You give them to them. Like,
I
just
like
cut 'em
kettle
up.
chips, but not as much as regular chips. Like sometimes they are just good,
They're definitely harder. Than
but I feel like it is extra work
Right.
because you got to chew it a little bit more. But they're good, but certain things I just like not crispy.
I like the fries crispy. I don't like the soggy.
Yeah,
soggy
I fucking
fries.
love the soggy
are the
fries.
worst for me.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Like when you buy them, and say you gotta go from location like where you got it from to your home, and they're just sitting. And this is like from a sub shop, so not like a McDonald's, but they're sitting in that little fucking paper bag that they're in, and they're folded up, and they're just sucking up that fucking steam. And you get them home, and they're just fucking soft. I'm like, yeah, buddy, this is how a French fry should be.
You like French fries and gravy?
I haven't had it in a long time, but I'd eat it.
I would eat that. Yeah, I would like that. I like biscuits and
I
gravy.
had
Oh, that's
poutine,
without
and
question.
Actually, Bob
Yeah.
Bob was with me when I got it. I had poutine. Was it yesterday?
Poutine?
Yep.
It's
French
like
fries, poutine.
it's poutine. Everybody from Canada says poutine, so I say poutine because I'm not from there. I'm not trying to act like I'm from
Do you
there.
want another one,
But
Jimmy?
please,
Does anyone need a
please,
refill of
absolutely.
anything?
I'm good.
But everybody I've ever heard say it from Canada calls it
I
poutine.
might ask my Canadian friend.
You think I'm making it up? Like literally, I watch a lot of like shit from that country, and like everybody says poutine. Could you grab me, Michelob? If you don't mind.
Though I will say, and you're not wrong.
It's
I
poutine.
get.
Everyone says poutine from Canada.
I'm up here trying to-
He's verifying like I have any.
Well, no, what I
don't
was-
give a goddamn if it's poutine, poutine.
What I was gonna
Like,
say
I don't care what it's
is,
fucking called. The shit was good.
you're not wrong for pronouncing it that way because that's how they pronounce it. But they could also be because they have an accent. If that makes sense.
Do you think it's the accent? That
I don't know. I'm not saying Jimmy's wrong. I'm not saying Rick is right.
Right.
You know, I don't know, but I'm just saying like the British people say something and they don't say like we're saying it, but they're not necessarily wrong.
Right. Different from that. Right.
Right. And it's the same language, but
It's fucking fries, gravy, and cheese. That's all I was getting at. You said gravy on fries. It was good. I don't give a
yeah, it was. I think that was
goddamn
my first time having it. I think that was my first time having it. And it was
But you
good.
don't pronounce it right, so I don't know technically what you're talking about, Jimmy.
Jimmy, I want you to know that I'm not saying you're wrong.
I don't know what you're talking
These
about.
two are. I'm not saying shit,
But what
Jimmy.
is it? But
No,
what
I
is
didn't
it?
say
But
he's
what is
wrong.
it?
Maybe he's right. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's
We'll give him maybe.
cheese curds, gravy.
What kind of
typically
cheese?
Like brown gravy. It's just cheese curds.
Just
I think
like-
it's usually cheddar.
I think it's like a white cheddar though, because it.
Yeah, it is white. I don't know. I can't say.
But
Mozzarella
I
or
know
something.
they use like cheese curds. I don't really exactly know what that is. I think
Yeah,
it's something like
something.
when they're making it, they scoop out like all the chunky parts and they sit it and let it dry, and they use that as curds, and then they take all the rest of
sense.
it and make whatever. But they use cheese curds and typically brown gravy and French fries. And I had it.
I would like to say that gravy in general makes shit better. Like you mentioned biscuits and gravy. Biscuits and gravy are delicious. Gravy on French fries in general is delicious. The poutine is good. Like I said, yesterday was the first time I had it. I don't usually put gravy on mashed potatoes anymore, but obviously they don't make it worse. I just like the taste of the mashed potato at this point.
I randomly got gravy on like French fries and gravy. Just because I never really liked it when I was a kid because I don't really like I don't know the taste of the gravy. But randomly I was like I kind of want to try want it.
See,
And,
I'd put gravy on everything
good.
when I was younger. Fucking pizza.
It's
birthday
probably, wow,
cake.
I believe you honestly. No, I honestly believe.
I don't. No,
Mashed
no. I mean,
taters.
I honestly, would dipping a slice of pizza in gravy be bad?
But I think that the joy of pizza
I don't know. Might
is
not
you can
be
do a
bad.
lot of
Might
different
not
stuff
be
with it.
bad.
And I think it's a good experimental food.
So we went from beer
Although
cast
for
to
you,
food cast.
like you can't. Gravy is made from like animal product, isn't it?
Typically.
Yeah, it's a long story. We don't have
Typically,
to talk about it.
It's a
It's
long story.
We don't
That
have to-
was a long
We
story.
don't
Yeah.
have to get into that. It's a long story.
He uses butter.
It's a long story.
Butter gravy. Well, you can't even use butter gravy.
No,
I guess
he's
you're
not a
right.
No, I
he's
ain't
not a
gravy.
vegan.
I
Yeah,
ain't
yeah,
gravy.
yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say he's not a vegan
No,
though.
but it's not even
That's
that.
true. My
It's
bad,
not even
my
that
bad.
because brown gravy typically has
My
like
bad.
beef fat in
Well,
it.
no, he was saying the butter. He was pointing at the
Right.
butter.
But I don't have to get too personal with the way I've been living my life now. Lately.
So are you saying that there's been a
Can
change
I sell him out a
then?
little bit?
I've
Sell him
been,
out.
I've been
Sell
a
him
little,
right down the river.
I've been a little loose. It's been 3.5 years.
Down in Papa's
Oh,
that night
man.
after we got done live streaming. I think it was the first time we live streamed,
Tell
or
it.
was it just a recording?
I don't remember, but tell it.
Doesn't matter. Somebody,
Speak your truth, bro.
somebody was craving some type of meat, and we may call it crab meat.
It's crab meat.
And he got crab cakes. Who hadn't eaten crab cakes or any type of animal product in years. Years. I know you said 3, but years just sounds.
But it sounds
sounds
better
legit,
when you say
right?
years.
He
Because you
hasn't
can
eaten
actually
anything
say
in-
3 years and years.
How does it
and
feel
years.
to just like go back and be a hypocrite?
Shit.
being a hypocrite?
Holy shit.
I was a vegetarian.
Well, we go a couple days later. We
And
meet
then-
up over Uncle Fred's house, one of our mutual friends, and my uncle, and all of our family, kind of person we are related to. We go over there, and there's some peppers.
It was too.
There's some delicious, delicious stuffed peppers.
Heard
And guess
about it.
what's wrapped around these peppers, guys? Take a wild guess.
I'm gonna let Rick guess. I know the answer.
Yeah, I want. Can you guess what's wrapped around these peppers?
What kind of meat could be wrapped around a pepper? Let's be honest.
Like a sausage. I don't
This is America, bro.
Close.
Any type of meat. but
Bacon.
Bacon.
Bacon wrapped peppers.
That makes more sense when you say wrapped. You always want to say
And-
this is America. No, it makes more
and-
sense to have bacon wrapped. Like we go steak wrapped. Like
Yeah.
I mean, you could
And
you
you-
could cut them really thin, I guess,
You'd
and
think,
wrap them.
You'd think that the guilt
typically
from like eating
crab cake.
eating Babe, like just eating Babe with one would stop him. He ate 4.
3. I ate
3.
I ate 3.
And I honestly believe him because he was feeling guilty more than likely.
He was like, "This is number 3. This is the last
number
one.
3. I can't believe I'm
This
doing
is the
this."
last one."
So yeah, I've been and then I had shit yesterday, which I know has beef fat in it. So yeah, I've been vegetarian for 3.5 years, and
I just brought that up. I just noticed random that
kinda-
this was a thing for Jimmy that we was going through. Like,
Right.
And I had a fucking moon pie last night, which has marshmallow in it. So
A moon
fuck it.
pie. Damn, I haven't had moon pie
Right.
forever.
That's like a guilty.
No.
Like, that's like a like the way you hide and just eat your little nutty,
My little nutty bars,
whatever they
my
are,
little-
yeah,
or
little
Reese
chocolate,
cup, or
a
Reese.
Reese cup.
It depends. They change. The
I
snacks
will
change.
hide in my bathroom, sitting in my bathtub, and just eat moon pies.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I don't do
Yeah,
that.
crack
No,
it.
When you
But-
ate moon pies, which flavor?
The vanilla one.
And
like
do you
vanilla?
eat moon
I
pie?
like the vanilla one.
No, the reason why I asked because last night we made 2 stops. The first place didn't have it, and he really wanted this fucking moon pie, so we got the moon
So
pie.
you were craving specifically moon pie.
I had already threw my diet in the fucking sewer yesterday.
That
so I was
yesterday
like,
was just a fuck it.
So he got the moon pie.
Was this last night?
Yeah, after we left.
Yeah.
And he had chocolate, and I was like, bro, really? And I'm not judging. It's just that to me, the moon pie is the vanilla or the banana, really.
Yeah, the banana.
And,
the banana.
so it
It's the
just
only one they had.
caught me out. No, we discussed that. It's just that it
And
caught
like chocolates, but it was weird. I even said this last night. It was weird how you were so like chocolate. It's like that's like the most common candy bar flavor. Like chocolate, like it's not like it's weird.
But yeah,
to me
but when I
have
think of a
chocolate
moon pie, I don't think of the chocolate one.
But I
That's all.
did tell you the first time I ever had a moon pie in years, I got the banana, and they had all 3. They had vanilla, banana, and chocolate, and I got the fucking banana because I like banana moon pies.
No, I mean that's.
But
it's
chocolate
fun.
is like number 2, very easily done
Right.
number 2. But yeah, so I've been kind of because it's my life, and I've just been kind of tiptoeing around, trying to slowly introduce my. I don't know why. There's no reason. The cravings are getting out of control.
You just
I
like
will
it.
say-
you just
Cravings
love
are
it.
getting out of control. And
Yep,
I
yep.
still have my morals.
You're craving
I
some
guess, or
food,
my-
man. You're
my
hungry, though.
Ethical reasons that I stopped eating meat and all that stuff, but like, I don't know. It's for anyone who sees this and they go like, oh, how could he, or whatever. You can just eat my cum. Like, I don't care. Like,
Normally,
I just-
you don't say that.
I don't know. Because some
He's
people
not
get
that
real.
bad.
Some people get real like, how could you're a hypocrite. They'll call you,
Hypocrite.
or you're a liar, or you're not
Yeah,
this. You know,
yeah.
some people get crazy about that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I
Like-
believe that.
Like those hardcore vegans or the hardcore vegans hate vegetarians. You know, you're a worse part of the problem than the meat eaters.
Why would they hate vegetarians?
Because they're not fully committed, man. They're still
They're
still getting them
kind of-
animal.
They've made a commitment, but they're not. They're kind of still on the fence.
Like, why do you want that cow's milk? Just leave that cow alone. Let that cow frolic freely. Like, no.
Like cows want to do.
Yeah, I don't know. It is weird, man. That
We
people.
gotta make this a vegetarian bashing episode, though.
No, that was a
Well, we
vegan
talked
bash.
about
Most
beer,
definitely
we
can-
talked
we
about
can
restaurants. We
bash
gotta talk
whatever
about
we
something.
want.
Yeah, and I mean
Keep
that's
going.
people are into that stuff. I mean, because you always have your hardcore people.
You know
like
who's
you
into
have
that
your
stuff?
carnivores.
Fucking losers.
What?
You hear me?
The-
Fucking losers.
What, vegetarianism
I
or
don't know,
vegan?
I just wanna
I didn't
People
know.
just-
I want to piss somebody off.
Because you got like the meat eaters, like the carnivores or whatever you want to call them, where they're like, oh, you can't get your protein from fucking dirt. You got to eat steak.
Hey, man,
And then you
leave
have
the carnivores
people-
alone.
and
To
then
be
you have the
fair-
people
That's
like,
rude.
I could never do it because I could never give up steak. I love steak too much, and so they just don't want to do it. And then you got the
Yeah.
people that are like, oh no, I don't want to know how it's made. I don't want to talk about it. Just give me a fucking
I don't wanna
cheeseburger.
talk about
And then
it.
you got like people like me who I watched a lot of documentaries. I read a bunch of shit. And it was like I just saw too much, and I was like, I don't want to do this no more.
Too much. You don't wanna
and I just
participate.
stopped, and that lasted for 3.5 years. I just didn't eat meat, nothing from nothing like that was alive. I mean, I still ate like cheese and stuff like that, but and then like I said, just recently, I've been living a different life, man. I don't know.
You also got another level of people that's like me that knows how it's made and processed, and it's like, I want to eat this animal. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't mind
Like
it.
Bob's in a fucking hot dog factory, watching it, eating a fucking hot dog. Like, that's great.
Let me get one of them Frankfurters.
Fresh right off the belt.
Fresh off the bone. Like,
And I was telling him, and some people may disagree, they may agree, they may judge. I don't care. This is my experience. Okay, I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not saying anybody who does or doesn't eat meat is right or wrong. I don't care about all that. But like I was telling him the other night, I was like, or maybe it was last night, but I was like I'll be watching like food shows and stuff like that, or like because I'm a big I like watching food cooking stuff like Gordon Ramsay and Guy Fieri type shit, and I'll be seeing what they're making, or even when not even that, but also when I go out to eat with friends and family and stuff, like I'm seeing what they're eating, and I almost feel like I'm missing out. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm like I know why I don't eat this stuff. And it's important to me, but
Right.
like, damn, I miss it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Right.
like, I've never been the one that's like, oh, that stinks, or oh, you know what that bird had to go through, or
It was just more so like a
it
personal
was just
decision
an
for you.
ethical reason. I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, but when I smell a steak, I'm like, oh my god.
You still
it
have
smells
like the
good.
cravings and like, oh, it does smell
Yeah,
good.
like when you talk about going over to
Fred's.
Fred's,
Yeah.
those
yeah.
big ass fucking.
Oh boy, we had
caveman
fun with those,
looking-
didn't we?
There was like a whole leg of a
Oh.
cow. And I was like, God damn, like I would fucking eat myself till I was passed out. But but I see all these different things and I'm like, I feel like I'm missing out. Like I feel bad. Like I feel like, man, I want to eat that. But I was like, no, I can't because the poor little cow or poor little pig. Yeah, and I was
The
just
poor
like
little
that.
pig. Poor
you
little
know,
piggy wiggy.
It's just, I don't know. And I'm not saying I'm going back to eating, but I'm not saying, like, hey, you can't be a part-time vegetarian. That's not what I'm saying. Like, I'm just tiptoeing around it. I'm seeing if I,
You're just doing what works for you, really.
yeah, I'm seeing if I want to, play around with it. And
Just
if,
live your life,
if
Jimmy.
it doesn't
That's
work,
really
Yeah,
the main
yeah.
thing about it. Is just live your life, brother.
yeah, that's what
YOLO.
I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
do that pretty, like, I live my life.
But do you wake up in the
and
morning and
it's-
you look in the mirror and you're like, I can't do that. YOLO.
no,
You do that?
Never.
You're not living then. At least not
You
once.
might be right.
You're not living at least once.
I wake up.
You're
and I'm
living like you lived twice. And
I'm gonna tell you how I wake up.
how do you wake up?
I wake up and
How
I'm
do you wake up, really?
Why couldn't last night be the night?
why do I have to open my eyes this
God
morning?
damn it! Why didn't the Lord come take me away?
I really thought this one was going to be the
I
one.
thought this was gonna be the one.
But my eyes had to open.
just had to
gosh.
wake up. You fucking stupid heart. You know?
He just wakes up pissed at himself that he woke up.
I'm pissed that goddamn it I'm awake.
But while you're awake, you might as well torture yourself
Make
with a
the most
workout
of
with
it.
Big Ol' Ron.
Yeah, make the most of
Go
it.
stand in the yard and get yelled at while sweating your ass
Stand in the
off.
yard, get yelled at. If I'm not getting
What?
yelled at by you, it's by other
It's
family
the
members.
younger one.
Or the younger one, that little shithead. That little son of a, I'll tell you.
He was giving Jimmy some shit today.
God damn, that boy can talk some shit. I'll tell you.
What was he saying?
All everything. I don't want to throw the kid under the bus here, but because Jesus has a mouth on him. But like it's cool though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
'Cause
it's fun.
Who the hell is that?
It's fun.
But no, I mean it is kind of cool because like he's a kid, but it's like you can see him like coming into that like
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right,
like
right.
you still want to treat him like a child, but you don't want to treat
But you
him like
see,
a child. You
but
want to
he
treat
don't
him like
want to be
a
treated,
young man.
You don't want to be treated like a child,
Yeah.
right? You don't want to be
So,
treated like a child.
When he talks shit, I'm not gonna be like, "Go say it again, motherfucker." You know, he's a kid. You know, I just laugh.
Man,
and,
if Jimmy bows up on this kid, I'm like, Jimmy,
Have I
you're
ever-
the bad. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I've never
Could you
done that.
imagine? Could you imagine Jimmy bowing up on somebody?
On a 15-year-old?
I'd love to see.
I've
both
never seen him do
just
it,
bow up
period.
on anybody.
I've never. But see, I've
But if
never
it-
had to.
But if it was a 15-year-old,
Say it again. Say it in my fucking face.
He would,
like,
yeah,
damn,
he would lose some
Jimmy.
points for sure, but
where did this come from?
Yeah, I'm also. I don't have that personality. I'm not
Yeah.
like a. What'd you say? Huh? What, is there a problem?
Are you breathing where I'm
We
breathing?
have a problem I didn't know about? We go.
We have a problem
I
I didn't
would-
know about.
I would like
just
to
in
know why
case.
though, if he were pissed off that much, why his voice would have to change. Why,
That's just a
why
guy.
can't it just be?
Yeah, this is-
Why can't it just be? Say it again.
This is
Say
fitting.
what, in your normal
That
voice.
was a guy.
What-
That wasn't me. That was a guy.
My,
That was
Did
your
someone.
chest-
That was
Donnie,
you
who's,
say?
Donnie, who had a week worth of experience, a couple days worth of experiences with the group that we have here. He commented and he said, "Everyone is always coming after Jimmy. That poor guy."
I told you, Donnie. Donnie saw it the other day too.
He did see it.
He's
He
the only
said it.
one.
He
He's
saw
the
it.
only one that has my
Of
goddamn
course.
back. I tell you, man.
Of course.
Now they're over here table texting, like fucking passing little secret messages around.
I asked my
Probably-
Canadian friend how to pronounce poutine, and they said it's poutine.
Oh, we're going back now.
But there's also different. There's also different. Like there's maybe some people from some
I don't
parts
know.
of Canada
Can
say
you-
poutine.
Can you
and
spell it
some
for me,
people-
Rick?
It's Poutine.
Outine.
Mm-hmm. And mind you, I'm not.
Wikipedia. All right. Now maybe the computer will pick it up.
You could have just went to
But then
Google.
I asked her not poutine,
Here,
and she
here.
said
Say- What? Do it again.
Putin.
See, they say poutine.
They
See,
said
that's how
poutine.
Jimmy says it.
I've just heard a lot of people from Canada. There's about 3 people. There's 3 Canadian
Poutine.
YouTubers that I follow, and they all say poutine. Trailer Park Boys, best show on the fucking planet. They say poutine, and that's about the only reference I have for poutine. And I've seen like on Guy Fieri's diner dive-ins and whatever the fuck. He's been to a couple of places where they've made like different variations of it,
Right.
and they all said poutine. So that's just where I got. That's where because I said poutine, but I was like, oh, they're all saying poutine. Now, I'm not from there, so fuck, I'm just. gonna
So
say
where'd you
poutine.
get your
So-
voice?
That was Wikipedia.
So I
Who
mean,
knows
I
what
trust
Wiki- you
Wikipedia.
know?
Wikipedia is the most trustworthy
Quebec,
source on the
French.
word. So I'm on Jimmy's side. Again, I have never heard it other than from Jimmy. Honestly, I've seen the word clearly, but when I was in Canada, I didn't just go around. How do you pronounce this? Where can I find? But
Right.
But I also think like we all like from like depending on where you are from here in this country, we have all the same words, but
Right.
people are gonna say it differently.
just like I was saying with the English shit, like I'm not gonna tell them the way they pronounce something wrong, even though I wouldn't pronounce it that way. It's there's
like, You have
accents.
people that say orange, and you have some people that say orange.
Orange. You got the
Orange.
oranges. Yo, let me get an orange soda. No one in Baltimore says orange.
Get an orange.
It's an orange.
Orange.
It's an orange.
Now I have heard orange.
It's a pattern. What other fucking words can they just not get right in this fucking city?
they don't say orange soda. They do say they just say orange when you talk about the.
Bro, I ain't never heard a black person other than myself say orange.
Even what did they say? What did they say? Orange soda.
when you're in school, when you're in school and you're learning your colors, there's red, there's blue, there's orange. When you're in school and you're learning your fruits, there's apples, there's grapes, there's oranges. There is no orange in Baltimore.
The sad thing is, I think that's how the teacher.
And I think it's spelled OINCH.
Orange.
CH.
Yeah, it's gotta be
I had to think if it was a T in there. Like I had to. Like there's no R. There's no G. It's orange. It's like if a pig started talking his native language and then he got hit. And he got hit.
Hey, little
So-
piggy, what's your favorite color? Orange. Orange. That's where.
That's just all it says.
Oink,
Everywhere
oink.
it goes oink, oink,
Oink.
You
That's
heard
it.
oink,
That's a
oink.
pig with a lisp. Like most pigs go oink oink. He's oink 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 oink.
Oink, oink. It's like, where's that coming from the nostrils?
We're not
The nostrils messed up,
we're not
man.
gonna hang around with fucking Jeremy. He cannot talk right. Like,
No. What's wrong with this guy?
Speaking of Canadian YouTubers, I was watching one the other night. He has a pig, and you
What
can
kind of
hear-
pig? Teacup
it's-
pig or-
it's yeah, it's a smaller pig. But he was in the background. All you heard was he was doing a video, and he was. He just kept hearing him in the background. You didn't see him, but you could hear him. And I was
that
like,
just sounds
"That's awesome."
honestly.
That's very
that sounds
awesome.
like a troll or a gnome just under the desk, just tearing up some chicken.
That's what the little pig was just because like I've seen he's had the pig on camera before, and
Right.
he also has a hairless cat. Like he's this cool, you know what I mean? Like he has a hairless cat, a fucking pig. You know what I mean? Like I want crazy animals like that.
I remember when we were working Comcast and we were on that one street,
Oh, that big ass.
and it was just a person that had like a glass
giant pig.
wall. It was a
Yeah, what's
it
that?
was
I think
just
it
a
like
huge
I think it was
wind.
a sliding door, wasn't it? Wasn't it a patio door?
You could just see into whatever room that
Yeah.
was. It was all glass, and it was just a big ass pig in their living room or whatever part of their house it was. And I just thought that was. I've always wanted a pig as a pet, and a big one, not a little teacup, but
Like a legit
You want one
pig.
of them big boys.
no, this wasn't the.
Apparently, people say that they're good
Rick's-
pets.
Rick's gonna be
I don't
like,
even know, I
"We've
just
been
think it's
hungry,"
cool.
And I'm just saying.
But they'll eat a dead body like completely.
Oh, they'll eat you right to nothing. Like pigs
nothing.
are crazy.
to nothing.
Yeah, that's what you
and not
see.
even think about it.
What
Just
was
say,
it?
like, that was my meal for
not
the day.
Silence of the Lamb, the sequel. Was it just called Hannibal? No.
Might have been like one of the Hannibal.
But yeah, they fed like the one dude to the fucking pigs, and they'll eat you.
They'll eat you.
Like you
no
said,
problem.
it's probably not the only animal to do it, but yeah, it's
they'll-
not like a cat will wait until you're.
Right.
Oh, you haven't fed me. A
Our
pig will
cats
just be
eat
like.
your lips.
Oh, I don't. That's probably the softest.
Rick's like, I don't know.
I mean, they're going to eat the whole thing, but that's probably like the softest part,
Probably.
like
yeah.
your nose.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a bone to like have
Like
to
if
work
I
through.
if I died and Boycat was, I would want him to go lips first.
Lips.
Yeah, go lips first.
It's almost like
This
he's
other
kissing
the
you
other
goodbye.
meat's probably going to last, like the meaty meat. You know,
Yeah.
the organs probably ain't going to.
and you would also eventually have to worry about bone.
Yeah.
But yeah, your nose, your
Boycat-
lips, your ears. Well, I guess your ears have bone.
He'll
but
be
there's
well
some-
fed for like a few days at least.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a shame. It's just a few days.
because it goes bad. That's the. What am I going to?
When I
Am I going to refrigerate me?
Yes. Yes.
No, talk about my carcass.
He gonna drag you like shh.
I just want.
There's a lot of meat. I don't want it to go bad.
Keep the kitty fed. He's
Yeah.
a little baby. He's my little baby. The little
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, it's
When
true. It's just a little
when I
cat.
was working on the fire pit earlier, when I came back
Did he come
the
and
second
mug
time,
you?
he was on the other side of the fence, and I heard him, and I was like, "Did this number?" Where I'm like, "He's here,
He's
he's here."
He's here.
And I saw him on the other side of the fence, and he was just casually going, and I walked up to him and I pet him, but he kept looking like he wanted to jump over, and I know he can,
Right.
but and then he just walked away. I thought we were
Yeah.
gonna have a moment, but
Yeah, he didn't make an appearance.
He decided
last
not
night.
to have a moment with you.
that's what he did.
That's what he does.
He was like, "Fuck,
He
this
can't
guy."
help it. He's just a cat, you know.
thought there was more.
Living his life out there in the wild.
Yeah.
His best cat life.
He thinks that he's on his own, and he thinks
Like,
he
and
takes.
it's so
he thinks
weird.
he cares for us. You know.
I worry about Boycat
checks
more
in.
than his actual
checks
owner
in,
who's
yeah.
had him for like 9 years.
He's like, let me go see what these fucking useless humans are up
'Cause I'm
to.
always like thinking like,
He's
is
so
he
worried
okay?
about him.
Is
Yeah,
he,
he's so
like,
worried about
he's
him.
gonna get eaten by a fox.
I'm like,
or
Jimmy, he'll
he's
be here by 5.
And that's
I
the-
worry about
And
the
sometimes
little
he's
fella.
not.
That's one of the
Sometimes he
things
comes
I
late,
like
you know.
respect about Ron. Not saying I don't respect it about you, but it's
No,
just
it's
like
okay.
he's living his
Respect
fucking
Ron
life,
more.
and if something happens,
It sucks.
You know.
It does suck.
like obviously you love your cat, but at least he was living his life.
And I don't want anything to happen. I'm not
Right.
like, man, I hope that cat gets caught so I ain't got to try to feed him anymore.
No,
I just hope that.
I don't think anyone
No,
thinks that
right.
either.
I want him to live
You want
like.
him to live a, you know.
This is what he wants, man. If
No.
I try to stop him from that, he'll torment me
At this
day
point
and
now,
night
yeah,
at
for
the
sure.
door.
Would you prefer to find him eventually, or would you prefer him just to be gone?
I
one
prefer
day?
to find him. I want to find his little dead body if
You
he
would.
dies.
My-
We're
my-
all
my
the
mango.
family's flying back in.
Yeah.
We're all gonna get dressed
For
up.
Boy
We're
Cat's
having a
death,
funeral.
I'm sorry, Man Cat's death. Everyone's flying back in, right?
Yeah,
when Dreama gets
everybody's
here,
gotta come back.
When Dreama gets here, she'll talk about it. But we'll talk about that later because I know y'all got some drama, and I don't want to mess that up because they're not here yet.
But I see.
Because they're not here yet.
So what do you mean? It's not just gonna be us today?
I see.
Well, here's the problem. And I'll say this: we're about to go to our break right now, anyway. So we'll go to our little 10-minute break, and then we'll reconvene. But yeah, so last night we were chit chatting a little bit with the normal SBR. We didn't have Rick because Rick had to work. I brought up a little bit about the Dreama thing, and I know that I've explained it to everyone here, but I'll re-explain it just in case we have new listeners or new viewers. Dreama and Bob got drunk one night, and then the very next night not the very next night, but the very next year they got drunk again.
way
It's
you're
really
explaining
hard.
this right
I
now,
can't
there's a
explain
lot
it,
of-
man.
There's-
It's very hard for me to explain it. It's very hard for me to explain it because it's a very dramatic thing, and one of them's not here to defend themselves yet.
All I know is if I had known that she was supposed to be here, I wouldn't fucking be here myself.
Well, what were you gonna say, Rick?
Nothing.
Because that explanation wasn't. Because I'm not giving enough background.
I mean, people
Should
can,
I give more background?
People can intuit whatever they want from what you just said. So
There was a drinking competition, and Dreama, we'll just say it's 1-1.
It's not one in.
Apparently, but we'll discuss it after the break. Guys.
Fuck
we'll
this
be
break
back.
and fuck Dreamer.
We're gonna be back in about 10 minutes or so, and I know Bob Hollywood's over here running his little trap, and
She's like a third of my size, and we're 1-1. We're 1-1. Fuck that.
she's a third of my size, and we're 1-1. That's embarrassing.
Making
right?
making
I'd be embarrassed. For
making
a
the
little
people in
girl.
the streets think that B.O.B. was a B.I.T.
Boom.
and that's crazy.
On there. You probably did not hear me, but now you're probably hearing me.
I didn't know
Sorry,
you-
guys. We're figuring this out as we go. So
We're discovering new things.
now you get a little bit of us here, and you get a little bit of us there. But at least Bob is able to see this trailer that we have going on, because
Morning.
this is the Batman trailer that everyone's talking about.
I want you to full screen it.
Can we pause that?
Can we turn that down?
Let's pause that.
Turn that down.
We're figuring this out as we No, go.
Uh,
what did you say? So
When you go to the full screen of the Batman trailer, on here, it'll be full screen, so they don't see the borders or anything like that on the.
Do they see full screen right there now?
They will when it
Okay.
delays.
So we're ready now.
I'm born ready.
Everyone
Let's see.
ready? We're gonna.
If you stay ready, you
yeah.
gotta get ready.
Hold on. Then let's,
I've seen this
hold on.
before, but nobody.
So are we
else
back
I
to each
believe
other now? Let's explain what's going on now, because there's a lot of chaos going on. Okay, so Rick hit us with it. Rick hit us with
We're gonna do a live reactions. Jimmy's seen it, I've seen it, but everybody else hasn't.
Which is the two and two.
The Batman trailer featuring Robert Pattinson is now Batman
Starring.
starring.
AKA, he was a zombie guy.
No, he was a vampire. But
Vampire guy. From,
Oh, but you didn't mind him fucking correcting Ron, but I could fuck you, Jimmy. I don't even want to do this fucking podcast no more with this
What
fucking.
did Jimmy do?
Make sure you full screen it.
All right, now we ready?
Everybody ready?
Everybody ready?
Ready? Let's do it.
Batman. Tire duct tape. Ooh, ominous music. Scary. So scary. So totally scary. Is that a foot soldier? No more lies?
From your secret friend. Who?
It's not a happy guy. Is that Batman?
Have no clue.
Batman! There's more lies than anything in this movie so far, I can tell.
Any of this mean anything to you?
That's Alfred. not
Two.
Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon.
Gordon.
Oh, that's Commissioner Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. And that's the Batman that we're
Yes,
paused on.
That's Robert Pattinson.
Batman's coming. That's Gordon.
No,
That's the white dude.
Pretty sure that's like gonna be
The bad guy?
mayor, maybe.
Oh.
Or Lou.
Becoming quite a celebrity.
I don't know. He's not Commissioner Gordon right now. I think he's Lieutenant Gordon in this, but
Why's he writing to you?
Kind of looks like the Spider-Man guy. Some of these angles.
He looks like a gothic Batman, but I guess Batman was gothic, huh?
I mean, he's a big ass emo.
He's a very emo guy.
What is the price for your blind eye?
Who's the bad guy?
we'll go over that.
Is that Joker?
Fuck this shit up. Fuck you, bitch.
Whatever. Batfleck would have killed him in one shot. Batfleck would have killed him in one shot. He wouldn't have been like, wah, 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 wah. Damn, you ain't dead yet. Wah, 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 wah.
I don't
That's
think
all I got for
I
that.
don't think that's how he was at all.
That's all I got for that.
I mean, Batfleck wouldn't have fucking fought him.
Batfleck
He
wouldn't
probably would've shot
have
him.
hit him 20 times. It would have took one punch. Batfleck would have did that. Robert Pattinson, obviously, he's a little weak. He's a little weak, tiny, little skinny guy. So his punches like don't do as much damage as a big man like Batfleck. So that's my take from it. Seems fine. I don't know. We do have to pause and talk because if we play the whole thing, they'll copyright us. So that's why I'm being rude.
No, I mean,
But jump talking into it too. 2021. So who is now? I can come off here, right?
Okay, so the first thing you asked who's the bad guy?
Yes.
It's the Riddler.
Batman.
Oh, the Riddler.
The
That's
bad
why they
guys.
That's
That's
they
why
had
there
the
was
question
questions.
marks.
The bad guy is any billionaire that dresses up
see.
and beats on fucking criminals. That's the bad guy always.
That would be the bad guy, wouldn't it be?
But yeah.
Wouldn't it normally be the
beats
wouldn't that
on
be
the
bad-
other
I would think
mentally
that would be the
insane.
bad guy. So, what did we think about the? How do we feel about the?
I'll be completely honest.
Not Batfleck. Edward Bat.
Battison.
Bat.
I have no problem with him, the casting. Like I've seen him in things. I've seen him in more things than Twilight than I've seen him in Twilight.
Right.
But so I'm not going to judge him on that. So even when they were like, "Oh, he's going to be Batman," I was like, "I'll give him a shot. I'll give anybody a fucking shot."
Yeah.
This is my first time I've seen.
Would you give me a shot if I was Batman?
Of course, you're my best fucking friend. I'd be
Damn.
the first nigga on the like, "Yeah, Jimmy's Batman. I ain't never gotta work again."
Never gotta work.
Every fucking week, I'm gonna buy a ticket to Batman with Jimmy.
Just turned up all the way, by the way. I don't know.
That's what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, that's-
I wanted to be. I want
supposed
your
to be all the
Batman.
way
Yeah.
Hold
Well,
on. I want your Batman movie to be called.
Not completely. Yeah, not completely.
I want your Batman movie to be called Batman with Jimmy. That's what your title is called. But no, I'll be completely honest. The parts where we see Batman is dark. I hardly could see it from my angle with the lighting, and that's how it's
There's
going to
still
be
a lot
in the
to-
movie also because it's
Yeah,
Batman.
yeah.
He's not walking around a field beating up niggas. He's
Apparently-
in alleys and abandoned buildings. It's always going to be dark.
Right.
But
This was revealed over the weekend during the DC Fandom, which is a bunch of different like DC properties showing off trailers and that kind of thing,
Right.
games. And
Because they can't really do like
actual conventions and stuff.
Yeah.
right. So no conventions. So like the Fandom, is it something like that WWE Dome where they had like nothing but screens and like
it was
people?
it was all people were broadcasting from inside their homes, but they had like the green screen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it looked like they were in space or something like that.
Oh, so they had like their own little gimmicks.
That's
going
pretty
on.
cool though.
That sounds pretty cool. I mean, for what it is and for what we have to deal with and what we have to get through, at least you can do something like that.
Are we getting through anything?
But they said like
So-
they're only about 25% of that trailer is based on 25% of the footage that they filmed. It's not done filming.
For a second, I'm about to say 25% of the movie. God damn, I'm not going to pay to see the rest 75. That's a big ass
So
trailer.
they have a good idea of where they're going with it, and the movie ain't even done yet.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I
but
mean-
like I'm interested because it does looks like a typical Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's generally not like he doesn't have like the light hair.
All I
But-
know.
Well, you were
Go ahead,
bringing up
sorry.
like Bruce Wayne, like he's not big like.
Like Batfleck. Batfleck.
Ben
I like the
Affleck was a
Batfleck.
big brother.
I like the Ben
Hell
Affleck.
yeah.
I like
But
the
the
Ben
thing is,
Affleck
he's-
I like
Batman.
it too,
I
man.
do.
Especially
Bat-
when I saw his fucking training videos when he was
Yeah.
getting ready to be
Yeah.
Batman.
I was
Ben
into it.
Affleck was in the
Ben
I was
Affleck's
like,
the
that dude ain't fucking around.
Ben,
oh my God.
Ben Affleck's the best person to
my
ever
Batman.
suit up,
The
man.
thing is, Batman's supposed to be more of a ninja than he is. supposed to be
True.
a tank, you know?
True. He's not supposed
I
to.
mean-
Right. True.
Talking about Batfleck did some things. He was hiding in the
He was
shadows.
fucking up in the damn corner.
And then,
fucking
and they were like, "Oh, you found me? Let me put the paws to you."
Oh, you found me.
That
Too
first
bad.
scene. That first scene was it Batman vs Superman or whatever, or what was the first movie where he
Batman
was
vs Superman.
when he was like hiding up in that corner and that camera shot out and you could see the blur because it wasn't focused on him, but you just saw
Right.
a thing up in the corner and that motherfucker went. And
Let
I
me-
was like, oh shit! Batman!
But let's not get you carried away. Let's keep it on this Batman.
This Batman. Yeah.
And
All
so,
I know is this guy's kind of a pussy because I saw some behind the scenes footage where he was driving the Bat motorcycle.
Yeah, that's the
through
first thing I
thing,
ever
and
physically
he
saw.
kept fucking turning the shit over. He kept falling off the bike.
Oh no.
He kept like he. And
Come
he'd
on,
fall
man.
Off, and I'm like,
like, and this is
can't ride the motorcycle.
Come
See,
on.
I didn't like how it took him 30 punches just to take out a
there
henchman.
were people on Sons of Anarchy that couldn't ride their fucking bike. Come on now,
but it's
they're
still
just
running.
actors.
But
Damn
can
it,
you
like-
explain to me? Can you explain to me, like, or maybe
He
the
hit him with a
producers-
combo, bro.
What
He-
is like?
this is
Alright, well,
this
what
is a fighting game.
Like,
He
are
was
you
trying.
tired? Did you
He
hurt
was
him
trying
yet?
to get
Like,
mad
is there
points.
blood on his little
Hang on
lips?
there, Ron, time out. What if he was holding him and just wanted to fucking really just? I want to.
Because you saw at the end when he was. It looked like he
I
was.
don't think he was done.
It looked like
I
when the
don't think
dude
that
was
was the
down.
asking what if.
It looked like dude was down. Again, it was dark for me. It looked like once he was down, he was just really getting some shit out of his system.
getting 'em out.
But like, it's not like he was taking punches. Like, no, that doesn't.
It was an awkwardly long combo.
But to be fair, Batfleck, as you said, would have hit him in one punch. No, he would have just shot him. He would have just been like, you know what?
Oh yeah. And I can't. Yeah, you can't be angry about Batfleck because Batfleck.
I have
You
no
know?
qualms. Ben Affleck
Are
is
they
not
bringing
born.
Batfleck back? Even though they
Not
got
in this
going
movie,
on?
but
it's
yes.
a different movie.
He is gonna
What
be
is
in-
going on?
He's
Well,
going to be in the Flash.
That
Oh.
DC in general is taking advantage of their multiverse. So whereas like it's all comic, I don't want to say all comic universe. Marvel would have the same thing. Like the Marvel movies we see are not the same continuity as the comic books or
Right, they're
say
their
like
own
the
universe.
Blade movie. Right, but DC what they're doing is blending it all together. So it's not always going to be every movie,
Right.
but the Flash movie definitely takes place in a different timeline. Well, initially
It's
our
more like
timeline,
Batfleck
but it
stuff.
goes to
bringing back Michael Keaton
right. So
as
that
well.
Michael Keaton is Batman from 1989, and I don't know what year the second movie came out, but he's going to be in that movie as well. So it's going to have
Old
two
Man Batman
people
or
that were Batman as Batman. It's
I'm
not like
only going to watch that movie for the Batmans. Like,
Well, the Flash thing is like Flash in DC is the character they tend to use to mess with the multiverse because what is it?
he a fast son bitch.
It's the
The,
easier
the
one
Speed
to be able
Force.
to like explain,
Well, the Speed Force allows him to kind of
go to different multiverses, I guess. Yeah, yeah.
To be fair, he is the Speed Force.
Have y'all seen
Like,
that universe Spider-Man out of the universe or whatever?
Yeah, yeah. Same concept. That's the
I thought that was
same.
really good.
That's the same
was really
concept.
good,
It's just
though.
on a smaller level and it's animated.
Yeah,
so
I got you.
in those worlds, each of those Spider-Men that you see, they have their own comic books. So it's just a blending.
And those are like the different. Those are like the different Batmans from the different universes.
So
That's
it's-
what I really like.
and
Because
it's fun.
what was it, Miles? Because Miles' first experience was with like a really legit Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, his actual from his time.
Yeah, and then he dealt with a different Spider-Man that was like just a piece of shit you didn't really
And when
wanna
you
be
watch
around
that
anyway.
movie, I know now we're just getting on nerdy shit. When you watch that movie, like the first time I saw a trailer, I don't watch a lot of trailers because I want to see a movie. I'm gonna see a movie.
Right.
But the first you see the trailer, and you're like, "What is going on?" Like Spider, they just said Peter Parker was dead, and he's clearly here.
Right.
And you might not be paying attention to the little details, but in the movie, it's like this new Peter Parker. He's blonde. He's clearly a little overweight, even though he's still capable of being Spider-Man. And it was a really good fucking movie.
Peter
Like,
Parker.
it
I
was
haven't
a.
seen it yet.
I just
It's-
know
it's
to
good.
kind of route it back to this Batman trailer that we watched. I kept seeing on so many posts about like the haunting Nirvana performance in the Batman trailer and such a
I didn't even see
haunting
that.
thing. Well, it was not.
Was it
they
in
weren't.
there?
No. The song that was playing. It was a haunting. I kept seeing that word, a haunting. Nirvana and Batman and all this stuff. I kept seeing. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Because at first I didn't care because I was like, this guy not my Batman. Like I don't want to see this fucking.
My
He's Twilight.
Batman.
Like I don't want to see him.
Right.
And,
But
wrong,
remember,
at the
Twilight
same
was more than
time,
10 years ago at this point.
I
feel
thought,
like, so.
but here's
He can't
here's
let
the
it
thing.
go.
I was such a fucking Christian Bale guy. I was like, that's my Batman. But but then I was like, fuck Ben Affleck. What's he ever done? But
I do
then-
remember I was talking about that
but-
on the
But
podcast.
then I saw
Way back, way back.
and I was changed. I was changed.
I will
forever.
say Christian Bale has been the worst Batman,
You're
and,
a fucking
and I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not.
No, who's the guy that
No,
plays,
to be let me take that.
what's
I'm
his
sorry.
name?
I forget about George
Mayor?
Clooney and Val Kilmer. I always forget about those
You
two.
know what? I'm not even gonna lie.
I always forget about those two.
The George Clooney, Arnold, and Uma Thurman. I like that movie. Everybody hates it.
It's not
I
a-
like it.
It's a bad movie, but it's enjoyable.
Who's the guy? What's his name?
The Mr. Freeze one.
Yeah.
Fucking Family Guy, the mayor. What's his name?
Adam West
Adam
from the
West.
TV show.
That was he
yeah.
looked like a fucking fairy.
I don't count
Like,
that one though.
You know what I mean? Like, do you see
What?
the
Come
no
on, Jimmy.
muscles? He was wearing this loose
But it was
little-
also
little
he can say it.
shitty Little thing.
It was also intentionally campy.
He looked like a pussy compared to all the other ones.
Well, yeah. Well,
Now-
he probably wasn't
Yeah,
fucking.
Michael
Jimmy.
Keaton was like an awesome Batman.
Right.
I was like a what? Like a Jimmy.
No,
I
I,
said, yeah, Jimmy.
Oh
I was
yeah, Jimmy.
encouraging-
I thought you meant
The
he
one
looked
time
like
I
a
try to
Jimmy.
encourage you,
I'm
it
sorry.
don't hit off right. You're like,
I
wait a
didn't
minute, wait a
hear it.
minute. Wait, what
I
did
just,
you
I
say?
just expect people to
Excuse me.
insult me.
You wanted
so
to
I
hear it
just-
again.
I thought it, you know.
You wanted to hear it again.
But I thought the Michael Keaton was a great Batman. I was a big fan of that, and then of course Christian Bale as the Dark Knight. I was a big fan of all those.
yeah, I wasn't saying Christian Bale was bad, and like I said, I wasn't thinking about Val Kilmer and George Clooney's portrayal.
Val Kilmer.
He's in the third Batman movie, so before George Clooney.
He's probably the worst to me.
I can't judge. I just know.
I don't really.
He was
I
in
never really
Batman
cared
forever.
for him.
I mean, he's in one movie. It's kind of like
Was he one movie?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say,
It feels like it was more because back in the day, like time just
It did.
You know?
Yeah.
well, also Batman
He wasn't
Forever
the
and Batman and Robin.
That was George Clooney.
that was George Clooney.
Batman Forever and
I was
Batman
a
and
fan
Robin
of
have the same cast, other
Some
than
people
Batman.
say that movie was like one of the worst movies of
Which
all
one?
time. The Batman with George
Batman
Clooney.
and
I do think it was worse than the Val Kilmer one.
But I
But I-
liked it.
I
As a
don't
kid,
dislike it,
I remember
though.
watching it. I was like, this is a great fucking. I liked it. I
But
was
that's the
always
thing.
a
You
fan.
can like something and it not be good.
The Citizen
Yeah.
Kane of Batman movie.
Oh,
The
him.
Citizen
Yeah,
Kane.
Val Kilmer. I remember that.
Batman and Robin.
I remember that. He looks
Wow.
like lock your bedroom door at at night. 'Cause he's gonna come.
Please let me.
He's gonna get you. He's gonna come and get you.
He's
Those
gonna
eyes,
come
dude. Those
get
eyes.
you.
He's coming
Oh,
after you.
I didn't know if you were just showing us a
Show-
picture
show
of
the-
him.
show the-
How
show the
can
peeps.
Can
Just
I
put it up
show
there.
Like this? Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm gonna come get you, bitch.
But clearly,
You
I'ma
better-
get
better
you.
wrap yourself up in them blankets.
damn, is he a fucking a bad person? And I don't want to say certain words, but is he one of those?
Man.
He looks like he's high out of his mind right here. Look at this. He looks like he's.
Let me see.
You know what he's been doing here? You know what he's been doing here?
Goofy's
He's had
watching
some
his
poppers.
Please let me see.
He's had some poppers.
Let me see,
He's
bro.
had some poppers in that one.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Was the shit that Batfleck was doing, does he look like he should have been doing that? Does he look like he should have been doing the Batfleck shit, just beating motherfuckers senseless?
He's flexing.
He
something.
really he was flexing.
He's been doing some poppers. What the
I
fuck?
just learned about poppers. I had no
I don't
idea.
even actually know what it is. I've heard the term
You
a
don't
million
know.
times.
I'm just.
Then
don't
please,
wanna
then please, don't tell me anymore.
I'm surprised he hasn't introduced you.
I've heard the term a million times. I just don't know what it is. But wow.
well,
what?
at least like taking poppers isn't like getting roofied or like drinking a lot of alcohol.
The only other thing about the trailer, again, that I could really tell, I couldn't see anything, but the casting for Gordon, that's also a controversial thing because Gordon is traditionally not a black person. But when they mentioned, I
that's
knew about
controversial?
that. You nerds are
nerds?
No, not you nerds. I was starting to say something. You
talking
caught me
you
off.
nerds.
I have nothing.
Well,
to do
no,
with this
nerds in
conversation
general are
from this point
very
forward. I'm gonna go
are
ahead
very
and-
sensitive about certain things. But when they heard about his casting, I don't know his name, but I've seen him in a million things. He's
Right.
not a bad actor.
Right.
Like just like I think all the people that they've ever casted as Commissioner Gordon
I think Medea should
have
be in
been.
this movie. I ain't scared of
Hey,
no
hold up, hold
Batman.
up.
Come on.
Hold up, but isn't
I
Tyler
ain't
Perry? No, he's in Ninja Turtle. I'm about to say, isn't he in one of the nerd movies,
I
Ninja
just
Turtles?
want there to be one little quick scene where Batman's coming down that alley and Medea's just chilling outside smoking a blunt, and it's just a real quick
Medea smokes blunts?
Huh?
5-second cameo.
What if she were in this movie? Would that mess up the tone, even though it's a 5-second cameo?
It's gonna be a 5-second. He gonna walk by. She gonna be like, "I wish the fuck you would. You better keep it walking. Keep it walking, Batman. Ain't nobody scared. What? With a cigarette out her mouth, and that's gonna be it."
But you know, it's people like
There you
that
go.
in the movies, though. Like it's not Medea. It's not a character from something you know. But there's
Yeah.
people that be like, I don't give a who you are. It's those
Right.
type of people. Like the
Right.
citizens is just like, you can be Batman all you want. You better not break my window. Shit. Those people exist, though.
Those people.
There are those people that are like, I don't give a.
I just wish
I
they'd
don't
show
care
in the movies.
what kind of bank robber you're stopping. You better not come on my lawn, Batman. I'ma light this.
better not get on my
I'ma light it up, Batman. You can go get Bane, Riddler, Joe. You better not step on that lawn, Batman.
All that goddamn money you have, we know who the fuck you are, Bruce.
And they
you gonna be paying for this
and
shit
Batman's
too.
like, oh shit, let me get the fuck out of here. Like,
Oh, why you running now, Bruce?
I thought
we don't know who you
he's
are.
like, I thought
Bruce.
I was used to the bad neighborhoods, but this is insane. Like, but no, isn't this Batman with him being younger? Is it year one type of shit or year two? Okay, so that's why Commissioner Gordon's not commissioner.
Right.
and
Right. Yeah.
See, all
makes
that
sense.
I think the
confuses
guy-
me. I
What do you
don't
mean?
understand all year one, year two.
Well, he wasn't always Batfleck. He was a little nigga at one point, so he wasn't he wasn't curling.
Batman.
Who?
Like you weren't always in a band.
Yeah, but the movies kind of jump around, like, because now they're doing the thing where they're going back in time, and then it's like you talking about year one, year
Well,
two, Ben Affleck
let's
and
say this-
Bruce. I don't know who.
Say the Dark Knight movies, like Batman Begins is a year one story because it's when he first starts. Like you see when him getting like
When he
the
becomes
Batman.
the Batman.
And
But
this is- you're not going to
I
see.
was a boy.
You're not going to see him become.
We're probably not
already
gonna
seen it.
we're not gonna see Martha and Thomas get murked in this one. Probably, hopefully,
mean,
because we all know.
It'll probably be a
Again.
flashback or something. They always got to put it in
Always.
there.
They'd be
You
like-
see the pearls. They always have the
It's
pearls.
always
It's always the
specifically the
pearls.
pearls.
No matter who.
Like,
they
can't
are.
she have
They
diamonds? And
snatched them
Right.
covered, like,
like, what was the point of snatching them? Because like they're on the ground now. You're not gonna be like, "Ooh, let me pick these pearls up. You can get the hell out of there after you pop them
you
caps.
see-
Yeah.
You see the Martha falling, and she's just.
It's always
you're
in
like-
slow motion.
Right.
Yeah, it's
It's all
horrible.
like blurred out.
Please don't have any of those scenes. Make it on the extended DVD cut. Don't make us see it in the
I
theater.
don't think the goddamn director. okay, Bob. Shit, let me. You know what? Let me go back.
But you always sell us short, bro. Because Dave,
selling us
listen,
short.
Dave
I
Matthews
just
Band was
finally
watching
got
this earlier. It's like,
So one thing they did say,
or at least I thought he was.
He thought, for a second, Bob Hollywood thought
I was
that
like, we done blew up,
Dave
yo.
Matthews from the Dave Matthews Band was watching.
So I,
Spinning Venom Radio.
listen, I
One
thought it
thing
was
they
the
did
Dave
say-
Matthews Band Facebook page watching us. Not just Dave Matthews, but the whole band was watching.
there's no point at this point.
There's no point now. Rick was going to say something, but
What you got, Rick? I was gonna say about the Riddler being the villain, but like
Yeah, the villain.
the
We haven't
guy
seen
that
him
was
in a
using
while.
the tape is the Riddler. And
Ah,
obviously, it's
okay.
a very different take on the Riddler. I don't even know who's playing it.
which I think at this point there should be because we haven't seen a Riddler in a long time.
Just the Jim
so
Carrey
and they're
Riddler.
always trying to.
And even that was like more.
Which is Val
the
Kilmer.
next level. They're always ever since, and I don't want to turn this into a whole thing, but I think it's the truth. Ever since Heath Ledger, I feel like everyone's trying to one up the next villain. They're trying to like make that next villain
Be
like a
the-
fucking the guy or
Well,
just
they've
a
succeeded.
different
The most
version
unique
or like
bad
a
guy or
like a more
whatever.
intense version or a very theatrical version.
They be succeeding.
or whatever
Well,
the case
Batman
is. but
villains in general are very
gotta
theatrical because
have-
that's who Batman is. Like he is theatrical.
Right, but like
So
gone
people
are the
are trying-
days of Jim Carrey. You know,
Well,
we're not
the
going to
thing
do that.
is, like a lot of the point of Batman is escalation, where like he existed to stop like the gangs and stuff like that in Gotham. They were causing a crime, but then in response to Batman, you get the Joker, you get the Riddler, you get like all
You
these
get these
crazy-
these different people.
You
right?
get people
I wish
that
they were really leaders of gangs.
You get
Like, what if
these-
we had real gangs with those types of leaders?
we probably do. We don't know the game leaders. We don't know them.
Probably.
They might be.
I was watching
gotta be some
like
characters.
a podcast like why don't we have like vigilantes or superheroes, and people have someone brought out like maybe we do, but they don't talk about it on like TV. We
I'm
don't
gonna
get
go
it.
out
right.
and I'm gonna dress up like Batman. I'm gonna be that next guy.
But I think,
Be jumping off buildings. I don't think it's gonna work.
but I think if we had vigilantes, they're not dressing up. Like they're not
Right.
leaving a calling card. They're just
I don't know, like
apprehending criminals or killing criminals, and no one knows it's the same person. If that
well,
makes sense.
it's like an anonymous would be kind of like a vigilante group, even though they're more like cyber crimes and stuff like that. But
Yeah, but they're for the greater good, though, right? They
yeah,
do,
that's vigilante.
I always
Oh.
thought Anonymous was like a heel type thing. I thought he was always like planning to kill us or something. Like
No, they're like
they're like
it's
a.
group. But
they're like, oh, here are all these pedophiles, boop, and you're like, oh, here are all these people.
See, I never watched a bunch of that. I just see these like, all right, here's Joe, and I'm like, all right, what the fuck is going on? Like,
I've never,
is he gonna come out one day and go game over?
I've never heard a negative thing about them unless it's coming from the people that are always negative about things.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know
They
very
used
much
to
about
get
it.
blamed
so.
for like DNS like attacks and stuff like that.
What's
where-
DNS?
Denial of service.
Yeah.
But again, I don't necessarily think that's bad if you're trying to raise awareness or a point. You know what I mean?
People still get upset when they're like,
Yeah.
my fucking video game's
Yeah,
not
if you
working."
pay for
Right.
something and you can't get it,
You'd be
understandably.
annoyed, right?
But
You'd
it's
be frustrated.
yeah.
Well, I am excited about seeing this Batman. I will watch it because I do. I'm not a superhero guy. Like they all know this, and I'm sure you know. I don't know. Like we don't talk about this very often.
We're
so
not
I
into
don't,
superhero. Neither,
Yeah,
right.
I'm not a very super, but I love Batman. I've always been a huge Batman fan. I love Batman. So typically, regardless of who's playing Batman, fucking Britney Spears can play Batman. I definitely watch that actually.
I'm about to say,
Now,
I'd
now
actually-
now that I think about it,
I would watch Britney Spears.
but just to make a point here,
That
I
would
don't
be
really
a
care
banger.
who plays Batman, but I'm gonna watch it. But
She's fitting right with the cast of characters.
There were a
But-
couple other trailers that were released.
a
over
lot of the
weekend
other stuff I don't
for,
know.
like,
I want to ask real
Venom
quick.
was good.
The
Venom.
name of this movie is The Batman.
We are Venom.
that's it, the Batman.
The Batman.
What were some of the other movies you were thinking that would be like worth?
I know they just mentioned Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad.
Well, there's that, but the only thing they did for that was like show
Who's
the
in it.
cast. And I mean, they showed like a picture of them in the outfit.
It's
or
a
whatever.
lot of mofos.
In the
But that
Suicide
was pretty
Squad.
good.
But it's 4 people returning, but it's not a
But it's a
sequel.
group of heels, right? Like it's like
Anti-heroes.
Like
Like they're criminals, but they're fighting
But
for
they're-
the government,
right.
and they're going to do whatever the government tells them to do.
they also have a Suicide Squad video game that's coming out
me.
at some point. They announced that and like showed it off. It's
Is
called-
that like something
it's
that would be in your wheelhouse to want to play?
Kill the Justice League is the name. Yeah, I mean we can do whatever.
No, he said, would you want to play
Or would you
that type
wanna
of
play it
that
like
game?
yourself?
Play the game? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it looks pretty cool. I mean they didn't show any gameplay. It was just like a cinematic kind of thing, showing
Oh,
off
yeah,
with the
yeah.
idea. But it was cool because they had like them. Apparently, Samoa Joe is playing King Shark in the game. I couldn't even tell it was him, but apparently it was.
Samoa Joe is?
You can't really
That's
tell
cool.
with
Getting a
that sort
little
of
bit of work.
what the motion capture
Getting a
sort
little
of.
bit of work though.
I don't know if he was doing motion.
I always support.
I mean,
pro
it's not
wrestlers
a-
getting work.
It's not typically a person that you see like in a rubber suit. It's usually CGI, that character. So it'd probably be motion capture. I mean, I
know
could be
that
completely
Metallica-
wrong, but it's a
But
video
it-
game. It
it's
has to be
video
motion
games, so,
capture.
they could
Guitar
just be
Hero.
animating. I don't know how.
Well, I'm
Broken
just-
it.
But it was Harley. It was
Or whatever
King
those
Shark
things are called.
and
Talking about the video game.
yeah. Apparently, King Shark got blew up because Harley has her own show now on like the service that they have.
This Disney service.
No.
No, it would be.
service
I thought they got rid of
It was,
DC service.
DC
HBO
service?
Max.
HBO Max.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, but they got rid of the HBO stuff.
No, DC had its own streaming service. Now I think it's on
Oh, it's on
HBO Max. I think it wasn't
that makes
what they expected.
But it's also
It just wasn't working out for him very well.
It could have been done smarter.
Deadshot. It was Deadshot.
In the game,
Yeah. And then there was one other one I'm not familiar with. But they were just talking, and they were pretending that like, who's the woman that
Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller.
Mm.
She's like the government official that gives them orders and stuff like that. And Harley's talking to her, and they're like, "Yes, we're lay down some lead," but they're just laying around and just talking and like pretending they're doing their thing. And then eventually they're like, "Well, who's this Alpha Target we got to get?" And then Superman shows up, and it looks like he saved someone. Like he comes over, he's looking at him, and he has like the pilot in his hand, and he kills the pilot, like just does his thing. But you see at the beginning, it's Brainiac that's controlling him, which is a big villain.
I will say, just going back to that trailer, and we were talking about the DC multiverse. I think this is what they should have done. They should have never tried to keep pace with Marvel. I think that was kind of their downfall, but I'm glad they're not like completely restarted. I'm glad they're keeping the work they've done and trying to make more sense of it.
Right.
Because you'll see places like Universal try to do their own universe, and they keep failing. And I guess by fail, they're not making the money they wanted to make. Because I don't think, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think studios give a damn about ratings. They just care about how much money they make off their investment. So Universal kept failing, and they kept restarting. And DC, which is owned by Warner Brothers, could have done the same thing, but now they're just doing their own path. What I think they should have done. Like I do think what Marvel did with Disney. Was Marvel owned by Disney when they did Iron Man, or not yet?
Not yet.
So what they did with Iron Man in 2008 was smart. And then they just, even though I like to be critical of it, but it was smart. And now everybody's trying to copy that thing, and it's fine copying it, but you should do it at the right pace.
Right.
So what this?
Well, my thing is, I agree that you should do it at the right pace. DC started off trying to be like, it was Man of Steel, then Batman
Right.
vs Superman. They had too many characters come together in too quick of a fashion. Like people aren't really too familiar. Like we know about Wonder Woman, we don't really know much about her story we didn't at the time.
Right.
Now we know more.
Orange do.
Huh?
Orange do.
Orange.
Orange know about Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like Wonder Woman's a
Wonder
poor
Woman.
example.
There was a Wonder Woman television show before.
Now,
that.
if you
okay,
said
there was
Suicide
There
Squad, I'd
was,
be
and we
like,
grew
yeah.
up like when I was a kid.
But I really don't think like people knew like the mascara and like that's where she's from or who her villains are or anything like that. What do you know
or her
about Wonder
invisible plane.
Which
My
is-
dad
I
used to
say
tell
it,
me
like,
that the way that she would fly is because her titties would bounce.
Wow.
Now I don't know if that's a
Well, it's clearly not
if
accurate, but
if there's physics involved in that.
Okay.
But 9-year-old Ronald
will
is
say
like,
I will say this.
flying. She's flying.
I will say
Oh,
this.
can I fly like that?
There's as
I'm
much.
gonna go to India.
There's
fly
as
like
much
this with my
reality
boobies.
in
I'm
that
gonna fly with my
as
boobies.
her having an invisible jet. So I'll say
Yeah.
that much.
I don't even know if the Invisible Jet was just made for like the cartoon or the TV show, or if it's actually because I've never seen it in the fucking.
I just saw it in the
Right.
TV show. Yeah, I just saw it on the TV
I
show.
can't. I'm not an authority.
She would
I
just be like
But then, like, they also
in the air, just
But then right
I'm
after
flying.
Batman vs Superman, they had Justice League, and they had like Cyborg, who really nobody knows except for
I don't
unless you
know what
watch,
that
like,
is. Yeah,
the fucking the show.
Everybody knows
I
Cyborg
don't know Cyborg.
from Teen Titans. He's the.
I've seen
How many
Cyborg.
people
I've
watch the
seen
shows,
that.
though? Like, that's what
But
I'm
before
saying.
Teen
I know
Titans,
Cyborg
I
I'm
would
not
have
saying
never
every-
known.
For Mortal Kombat.
I'm not saying everyone. Clearly,
people.
but if you are
Clearly.
familiar with
Especially
DC property, Cyborg would have been one of the more noticeable ones. That's why he's in the Justice League movie.
But even Flash, like, who knows anything about who knew
At-
about the Speed Force before Justice League?
But
Nobody.
the Speed Force doesn't talk. The Speed Force, Justice League doesn't really talk about the Speed Force though.
But
It doesn't explain Flash's.
But you know, they mention it though.
I don't even remember honestly, but everyone knows Flash. Everyone knows Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman,
They know
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Everyone knows
That's my
Aquaman.
thing,
Wonder
though.
who?
It's like
It's a woman. You guys got a woman in your group. Like,
it's like everybody.
You
like,
mean fucking Aqua
My
Reigns?
point is like before the Avengers, the movies, nobody really knew. You know who?
But see,
Captain
that's the
America is.
difference.
Listen, let me finish. You know who Captain America is, but you,
Yeah, bitch. Shut up.
Couldn't just let it slide. Couldn't just let him finish.
come on, let him finish.
like everybody knew who Captain America was and Thor and Iron Man and all that, but you didn't really know about them. You didn't know what their stories were, or Tony Stark, or like Steve Rogers, that kind of thing. Most people didn't know who Steve
barely
Rogers
hear
was, right?
That's completely opposite though.
Huh?
Steve Rogers.
They actually, before Iron Man wasn't a popular character, so that's why it wasn't so much of a risk.
And Angela,
If it wasn't
Fullwood
successful-
on our because it's pertaining to this. Only reason why Suicide Squad is just a big intro and characters.
It's true.
Yeah, that's she talking about the trailer.
Yeah, only reason why Suicide Squad is just as big is because of the intro and characters. That's what I'm thinking. She said.
I mean, I know the original movie, the trailer.
And Michael
sold
Keaton
the
is
movie.
supposed to be in the new movie.
But
Yeah.
before Iron
we
Man,
talked about that.
before 2008, Iron Man wasn't a popular character. So your average person wouldn't have known who
That's
Iron
true.
Man was.
Like, yeah, he
but it
became
also wasn't as much of a risk.
larger than.
So they could put this money and say, let's make this movie. And then when it made the money it made, they were like, wow.
I would argue
Right.
that Wonder Woman is pretty much on the same level as Iron Man. At that
Okay, and
point.
you're a fool. You are.
I mean, people.
Wonder Woman is the third most popular
She's a
character
popular-
in
yeah,
DC
Wonder Woman
characters.
was
Huge.
Iron Man wasn't in the top 10.
The thing is,
Before
the crazy
2008.
thing about these new Wonder Woman movies, before they were putting them out, was like they thought that it had the potential to really smash any of the superheroes that had gone before.
And
just
they were-
just because of the past, like there was so much
But what
potential
did
there.
people really know about Wonder Woman before?
I don't
she
think they
was in
knew
the
much,
movies
right?
and
I don't
that
think
kind
they
of
knew
But I'm
much.
saying,
Not
thing.
even-
Wonder
They knew
Woman
about
has
her
been-
design and like what she looks like.
They're
just like they knew
aware.
about Iron Man.
She has more awareness than any. Right.
Wonder Woman has been
Most.
in popular culture since before we were born, whereas Iron Man has never been popular before Robert Downey Jr. That's not debatable.
I didn't say it was.
But
But the thing is, when I'm saying, like, my
What
point
are you saying?
My point is, like, people don't know about the backstories of these characters or anything like that. People don't really know where they came, Wonder Woman included.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially Wonder Woman, because she's never really been, like, since the 60s, which is a long time ago.
Right.
She hasn't really been in anything notable. So,
But I think you're
these are characters
confusing.
you need to reintroduce into, like, why are they important? What are their stories and that kind of thing.
I
And
think you're confusing your knowledge with general knowledge, though.
I'm not. How so? Like,
I'm sitting
what
here
did
telling
you. Know
you.
about Wonder Woman before the 60s. Before
Well, I wasn't alive before the '60s. Don't give up my fucking secrets, man. Like,
before the movies that came out. Like, what did anybody really know? What did you know
I knew a lot.
about her as a character? Because
I knew she was from an island full of women that were stronger than
She's
other
an
men,
Amazon.
and she's from a Greek background. Her father is Zeus. She was made from stone.
But also, you're a nerd too.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
But
He's a nerd.
But I'm not necessarily confusing my knowledge. I'm giving you certain things like maybe people don't know what the Speed Force is. But I think it's almost general knowledge if you know anything about Wonder Woman that she came from an island full of women, and that's why she's the first woman superhero to be popular. Like that alone, the fact that she's a woman. Like if it was Batman who came from an island of men that were super, it's nothing that stands out. Like
Right.
there's millions of men before they were superheroes
You
that
know,
were.
I was just reading a book about the conquistadors down in South America, and while they were heading down towards like the bottom, they were trying to figure out like the Incas and down towards Brazil. They had heard about all these Amazonian women, like there being an Amazonian tribe of women who, when they have the babies, they would get rid of the men and they would keep the women, and they just had like their own women society. They had their own, like it was like it sounded like very similar to what like the Wonder Woman myth is.
Right.
Which, like, I feel like part of that's kind of based off of, because they were looking for El Dorado, they were looking for like golds on the streets. You know, back then in the New World, there's all kinds of crazy shit that they could imagine. But they imagined that there was like this island of women who were just out there, and they only had sex to procreate. And when they procreated, if it was a man, they would get rid of him. If it was a woman, then they would keep it for the society.
Obviously, they're furthering their genes, but where would they? I'm not saying you. It's not your story,
Right.
But where would they just get the man
Right.
that was
They
doing
would-
it? You know what I
One
mean?
guy got selected. He's like,
Apparently, right.
Yes!
Well, apparently that's what they would.
'Cause you only
they would
need
bring
one
guys-
man.
Yeah, they would bring random guys in who they thought was what they would want to breed with and bring them. Apparently, now I'm filling in what I think they were thinking. But that's just the myth that was
No, I
motivating
totally
the
get the-
Spaniards back in 500 years ago or however long it was.
I totally get the we only want the women,
Right.
like the girl who were
Right.
raised like us. But
It's
I
like
was
the
just
Spartans in a way.
I was just curious, is like, well, like, because you literally you can have 100 women, you only need one dude.
just need one dude.
to make more people.
Right.
Like, and like Jimmy said, that's just like they capture the ship and they're just murdering folks, and then this one dude, he's just cowering,
I
but
like
he's
him.
the biggest one. They're like him,
That
and
one.
he's like, yes, yes, not knowing when he's done with these
Has
100
no
women.
idea. He's gonna survive.
But for however long that takes, he's gonna be probably the happiest man ever.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's how it is.
Can't really beat that, because men and women, they it's they're very different, very different animals,
Yeah, psychologically.
especially whenever you're trying to have drinking competitions with them.
Fuck drinking. I drink too much.
I think Bob Hollywood's trying to avoid his conversation that we were having yesterday.
Shit. It's just that
where are you going?
He's got to go pee.
I'll do whatever you want, Ron.
You're not doing anything I
You're in
want. What are you
charge.
talking about?
You're in charge.
I'm just saying I'm making a text right now. I'm just taking a text right now, and there was discussions yesterday at the end of our podcast where there was a little bit of offense that was taken from my sister, who was doing her best not to try to intrude on our podcast, but she wrote in the text, and I didn't realize in the comments until afterwards. So let me actually find the comments and see if I can see where she actually commented on our last episode. If somebody can pick it up and keep talking while I'm looking for
Ron's
this,
doing
because
this,
I'm not good at multitasking.
Tell him where you be at, Rick.
What is that?
I mean,
What is
if you want to follow,
where you be at, Rick?
you want to follow us on the socials while Ron's doing all this, so you can follow. What's your Twitter?
I'm Endgame Jourdain on Twitter and Facebook.
Endgame Jourdain on Twitter and Facebook.
Yep.
Jimmy doesn't really use anything but Facebook and Instagram. You use Instagram a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Sindred?
Sindred.
Is that how do you spell that?
That's his music name.
D-R-E-D.
So if you want to follow
That's just
Jimmy,
my gimmick
So
name.
it wasn't actually Dreama that commented. It was my brother Brian who was commenting for Dreama. And I'm going to tell you what the comment is whenever Bob Hollywood gets back, so that we can actually get this discussion going. And I've had this. She should be walking in the door any minute now, because she said that she was on her way in and she's been listening to the podcast, and she's not happy about how we made her sound yesterday, so that she is able to defend herself. Bob, are you in here yet? Where's that Bob Hollywood? Well, we need Bob Hollywood in here so we can have this cordial, professional, adult conversation. Rick, you don't even want to be here for this? Rick don't even want to be here for this discussion because he don't even know how it's going to go. So we got Bob Hollywood coming in. Here we go. Bob Hollywood. Now, Bob.
Where did Rick and Jimmy go?
Where did Rick and Jimmy go?
I go to
Rick
the
and
bathroom.
Jimmy, where did y'all? Well, it sounds like it's. Dreama's back. Dreama has made. Dreama, come and sit. You know what? Come and sit beside me. Come over here.
Did you give her a
Come have
key
talk.
to the
Come
studio? Like,
I had the door open.
she just anybody can come in, right?
just like
Anybody
the-
off
Yeah.
the street,
Hey, this is my older brother, man.
Unfortunately, people can.
and it shows.
It
It
does
shows
show.
that that's your younger. You're his younger
Older
sister.
brother. She's the younger sister. She's the younger sibling.
Yeah.
So what's happening? What's happening?
That's what
'Cause
I'm trying to ask you. I heard you last night.
what did I say last night?
What do you mean? What did you?
What-
Everything. Too
everything.
much, actually. Like
I think you
said-
just think about me too much. Like you, like I shouldn't be that important in your life, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we started. So this all started. So I know that you guys can't really stand each other. You don't like being in the same room as each other.
I don't like being on the same planet.
So I know. So the first time that you guys met was at Aunt Rhonda's. Was it what? Okay, now let's clarify this. Was it a Christmas party or was it a New Year's party?
It was actually Christmas.
I think it was Christmas Eve, but
we
Christmas,
we celebrate Christmas.
Right. So it was Christmas Eve.
and everything was cool. Like
And this was the very first night. So
Yeah,
the
I
very
don't-
first night, how did this go? Like, what was going on? You showed up and you wanted to party because
I would like to say, I don't just walk into places,
Right.
meeting new people, expecting to dislike them. I don't just be like, oh, who can I dislike tonight? Like ideally,
I'm having this on my podcast.
ideally, when you meet new people, you want to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And that first night, that first year, whatever, she was cool. She was legit, man. Like we didn't do anything that anybody else wasn't doing. We were just having a good time, you
Y'all
know.
just wanted to drink and have fun.
Right, we were just
So what
talking
were
and
you
having
doing
drinks.
during that first year, Dreamer? Were you just having were you trying to go drink for drink with Bob?
Yeah. So what happened is that Bob was like, "Hey, yo, let's take shots," and he was pouring shots on shots on shots, and at
All
that
accurate.
time- no.
All accurate. That's completely accurate. I'll give her that. She's not a liar to her
yeah.
credit.
That's
No.
true. That's true. At least you gave her that. At least
So,
Bob gave her that.
Fuck ass Bob was like shot, and he continued. Yeah.
I don't know.
You
if
know
we're-
how
I
it
don't know.
is. You know
The
how it
name
is.
calling Dreamer.
The
It
thing,
is what it is.
I'm gonna let her speak. I'm gonna let her tell her side of the story.
I appreciate
And the second she
you
steps out of
never
line,
stop talking.
the second she steps, well, this is my podcast. I can talk. I can talk on my podcast.
All right, this is your.
I think when guests show up, it should be a vote, because I would have not voted for you to be here.
Well, actually, no one actually gave me consent to be here.
Oh, so
But I
get the
came
fuck
here
out.
for
Where's my
you.
phone?
Bob, no, you can't leave yet, Bob.
No,
you
I'm
have
just
to stay here.
She's saying that
Just
she
a
is
couple
an
minutes.
interloper.
I know,
I'm gonna
be
call the
patient, man.
police.
Just be
and get
patient. Just be patient. You know. Keep going, Dreamer. Keep going. Get this over with.
The
We wanna
second
get
she
that
lies,
first-
bro. The
that
second she
first-
lies.
I know we can't make it last too
All right.
long, but I just wanted to get you guys in the same room so that we could have some type of a discussion. I know we want to do a real podcast about this later, but I'm trying to get you guys to come to the middle. And like the second time. So what happened on the second time?
Well,
just
I
like
want
an
her to
idea, because I've been talking to all of our people about this, and they want to know what the hell is the problem between you guys.
Let me tell you about the first time. First time I woke up in the yard, in the fucking yard. I had shot glasses around me. I had beer bottles around me. I woke up with fire smoke on me.
Shit.
And literally, I had to be told what happened. I remember before what he did.
This
But
makes
in
me
the-
sound so evil.
You sound very evil so far.
No, seriously, that's what happened. So I waited a whole year. I waited. And
Were
I
you
waited.
thinking about it every day though?
Almost every day.
Almost
I
every
mean,
day
I
you were
went to
like
church
that,
every
Bob.
other day, so
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like-
On the days you went to church, you didn't.
You know.
For some reason, you didn't think about.
No,
it.
I went to church to pray for him.
Oh.
That was
Oh
it.
my
That was
God!
it. That was
Ah.
all. That was all. But anyway, so the next year came, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was anxious in the beginning, but then when it started rolling, and I was throwing him these shots, and I was just feeling so revived. I love the fact that you were fucked up within 15 minutes. That made me feel better about last year.
Within 15 minutes. Wait,
Yeah.
she got you that wasted that quick?
You want me to answer?
Yes.
Well, she got there last year a little bit late, a lot late.
Oh, a lot late.
So late that maybe she wasn't even coming. And so I was with the homies, I was with the family, and I was already drinking.
Yeah. all
Like
right.
I wasn't drunk, but I'd already had drinks in me, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I didn't know the first year. Let me go back to. I had no clue that she woke up in Oz. You know, I had no clue she did not know where she was or that she was a human being.
Woke up in
I
Oz.
didn't know.
Everybody in the family knew.
Well,
I was in the yard.
Well, keep it in the
Everybody in the family knew
Well,
that I woke up.
Everybody's
that way.
like, Dreamer, what the hell are you
well,
doing in the yard?
well, that's the family. I didn't know. That, to be honest, that first year I also slept in my car because
He did.
there was so
really
much
did.
family there wasn't a place for me to sleep inside.
Bob said
And
fuck you,
I obviously,
Bob.
being a responsible human being, I wasn't going to try to drive home. So I slept in my car. That first year, we went shot for shot. She had a shot, I had a shot,
Y'all weren't
and it was
like-
at
y'all
no
weren't going.
point. It was at no point that I forced her hand and just like, here's a shot. You're gonna drink it. I would say, hey, are you done? And she's like, are you going? And I'm like, yeah, I'm still going. And she's like, well, I'm still going. That was her own hubris. That was her. Your fucking balls were too big. Like your back was hurting because you could. If you can't, fuck it.
All right.
That second year, she shows up again late. I'd already had some drinks with the homies. I'm thinking the same thing. My friend at this point, Dreamer was my friend. I'm thinking my friend's gonna be here,
friend's got my
and we're
back.
going to drink. We might not go as bad as last year, but we're going to go shot for shot
We're
again.
gonna go hard.
Like we're gonna play a game like we
ourselves.
did. We're gonna have it.
We're gonna have some fun. This is my friend. I trust her.
I trust her. That's the
Right.
biggest point. That's the biggest part of friendship.
I don't
Trust.
know. It's like
Trust.
you say my balls were too big like the first year, but in the end, your pussy was too fat in the second year.
Oh
Hold
my
up.
God!
Hold up.
Oh
Hold
my
up.
God!
Whilst I do not have a pussy, that sounds like a compliment. Like, who doesn't like a fat pussy? Like, I don't want it to be, oh, your pussy. If she would have said your pussy was too thin, I'd have been like, fuck, man, you fucking cutting deep. But that second year, we're going shots, and she's like, let's have shots. And honestly, I think she maybe had that very first shot, and that was it.
Oh yeah.
Can I
And
be
then,
honest, though?
what's that?
Let me be honest.
What's that?
So when I was actually pouring his shots, and because I have
Oh.
gathered the strength, I was so ready for that. It was
Sounds
Christmas
like
with
going
the
to church
family.
paid
All right,
off.
well, guess what? I poured you half shots, and I took full to give you a chance, and you still
Oh,
could
she
not.
pulled you half shots, Bob.
And if anybody on this earth in their right mind believes that, like, 'cause she was telling no lies
I'm
up
just
until this
commentating.
point, but she's pouring my shots.
This is not my fight, Dream.
Like I said, I think she only had that very first shot. And it was even. Maybe I poured it. And then I know at one point she did say, well, damn, Bob, why is the shot glass so full? I'm not going to lie. I filled the shot glass up, but for both of us.
Right.
I didn't give her a whole and me a half. But then it got to the point where another person that was there, another more reasonable, seasoned adult, because compared to this adult, we're still children.
Mm-hmm.
But they were like, well, damn, maybe y'all should like calm down. Y'all don't have to do that. But no, I will say, I will say, yes, she told the truth. It was probably 15 fucking minutes. But it's because she would give me a shot, and I'm thinking that she's taking a shot too.
Right.
And it was like maybe 3 shots later that she's like, I don't really want this shot. Why don't you have my shot too? That she poured, mind you. And I'm like, well, why is your shot is halfway and mine's full? And she's like, I just changed my mind on this one. So I take the shots, and I'm like, okay, it's 2 shots. I'm not going to let them get wasted. But then she's like, do you want another one? And I think at that point, I was too far gone to be like, no, I don't want any more. Please, no more, sir. I was like, yeah, give me another shot. And she just kept giving them to me. So you're talking about that first year you woke up in the field? That second year, I'm out in the fucking field. I don't even know how I got there. I do not remember leaving out that house. I remember being in the field.
Yo.
I remember my real friend who had my back, Jimmy
Oh.
Sindred. He was like, Bob, what are you doing now? Or Bob, he couldn't even find me because it was dark.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm over here, and I was probably trying to throw up to try to repair my body somehow. And they get me in the house, and I was so fucked up, Jay. I would have never done that to you. I would have never gave you shots that I knew you couldn't handle. At that first year, I know you couldn't handle it.
Listen. I cannot stand the fact that you can literally look me in my face. And hopefully you
I
guys
can't
can
stand
see
the
if
fact
you
that I can
can't.
look you in your face
He's
either.
been looking in my face almost the whole time until he
His entire-
lies. You'll see him looking away. That's a lie. Every time you see his face move, it's a lie. He's a lie. He has lied and he's been lying. And I'm not going to sit here and deal with this because here's the fucking truth. We had our differences. We had a very huge problem, and it was created around what was or may have perceived as a friendship, but in the end could not amount to because the perception he had held. No, I was there for you. I watched you. I took care of you. You just was flopping around, and I couldn't hold you.
He was flopping around.
I couldn't.
And I couldn't
I
hold-
did everything
You're a
I
big
could.
boy, Bob.
No,
You're a
but,
big boy.
No. Before you can say anything else, I'm done. I'm not gonna do this with you. No.
Oh, Dreamer, it's all right. Dreamer.
I-
Dreamer, though. Are you
Let her
serious?
leave. Let
Are
her
you
leave.
serious? Is she serious?
This pussy was too fat and juicy for her. Let her leave.
Damn.
All I'm saying is, I don't know if she.
Dreamer.
Fuck her. Let her leave.
No, that's ridiculous.
No, let her
dude.
leave, bro.